Thursday edition of the Sports Cage, like he said, for Access Communications, live from downtown Regina, Saskatchewan. There's the aerial view. If you're watching the stream through YouTube and sportscage.com, could be listening on any of the audio streams, or of course on the 100 years of greatness in CKRM 620 on your AM dial. Thanks for making time today. Lots of riders, back-to-back riders. Riders Training Camp continues in Saskatoon. We'll get the skinny from Dave and possibly Luke today. We'll go up there. We are going to hear from Chico Bennett of the Riders in hour 3. Former rider Glenn Kulka's in town. He's going to stop by doing some speaking. I don't remember Glenn Kulka as a football player, but when you look up his body of work and what he's done as an athlete and human over his life, it's almost made up. He was a professional football player. Before that, he was a junior hockey player. Then he was a professional hockey player. Then he was in the WWF wrestling. Then he was in MMA. It's all over the map. So we'll talk about that. Glen Suitor in hour 3. I'm working backwards if you haven't figured that out. Hour 2, NASCAR Report, Training Camp Report. Arash Madani. Will today be the day he does pie in the face? He owes a pie in the face for a bet that he lost. We'll see if Arash does that. And then hour 1 here, we got lots of rider audio. We're going to do Sprinkle of the Day. We'll talk CFL schedule. We'll talk Memorial Cup. We'll talk NHL, NBA, and the World Hockey Championships, where Canada got a scare today. So the Training Camp Report for Red Zone Sports Bar is coming up in about 10 minutes' time as it gets situated up in Saskatoon. He's here on Thursdays, most Thursdays, and we love it. And he's brought to you by Flooring Superstore. Trent Dickin and the team, over 20 years in business. Park Street, and they have everything flooring-wise.
Indoor turf.
Outdoor turf.
All the turf.
The rubber, if you're going to put a gymnasium in your house, they have that rubber flooring.
Yeah.
Carpet. Lino. Love that.
Yeah. They did some great work for me, and I'm super happy. Yeah.
We were in a production meeting this week, I think, yeah. And they were talking to Justin Dunk about just echo where he was on the week and all, and how things bounce off, right? Acoustics. Yeah. And they were talking about the different things to put up and all that. And of course, I'm being a smart aleck. I'm like, what about you? Why don't you just carpet your walls? And then I started thinking, and I remember our basement, our rumpus room.
The old rumpus.
Shout out rumpus room in the basement had a nice, until the flood about 5 years ago. Yeah. It was a nice carpeted wall up the stairs. Sometimes you would touch it when you walked up just because, and you miss those days. But anyone's Baba, Guido's house, big, probably carpeted wall. Was that a basement thing? They put a lot of carpet on the basement walls?
Yeah. It was easy.
Yeah.
Throw up some plywood, put it right over the concrete. You can do whatever you wanted with it. Yeah.
There you go.
It's an easy way to do it. Easy way to cover.
It's not how they do it at Flooring Superstore.
They do not recommend.
But you want to do it yourself, they'll sell you the supplies. Send them a picture and us when you're done. But yeah, Sharky's here for Flooring Superstore. That's your carpet talk for the show. Okay, Canada at the World Hockey Championships.
Yeah.
Played Norway today. And I'm kind of half paying attention, and then I'm like, whatever. So I turned it on in the third period. I think Canada was up 4-3. And I was like, whoa, the Norwegians.
Yeah, stand right with them.
No tax. Everyone gets like $1 million there. It's just the best place to live in the world.
They understand how to use their oil reserves. Anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Then they tie it up.
Yeah, they did.
Then they take the lead. And it just those World Championship international play hockey goals, shot from the point, tipped in, goal.
Yeah.
But it's now I'm like, oh, Canada's down, and they score with under, I forget exactly how much time, and it was we pull just a shot, throw it on net from the point, and
Works
it
for us
goes
too.
in.
Yep.
And they go to overtime against Norway. Mark Scheifele had a hat trick. He scores the overtime winner. Canada wins. Coulson's quick on the ball. Here's the overtime play. If you're watching the stream, there's a lot of benefits to it. That's the overtime winner. Do you celebrate when you beat Norway in overtime?
Yes, you do.
You do? Okay.
You celebrate when you beat anybody.
So look at the crowd and just everything. And unless you've been under a rock or you don't really watch hockey, which is hard to find, this tournament, every game that goes by, and we were just watching Switzerland and somebody play.
Great Britain. Yeah.
Every game that goes by, I just go to my Expedia account more and find out. Like last night, I researched how much hotels are in Mannheim, Germany, and Dusseldorf, because that's where it is next year.
That's where you want to go.
It's on my bucket list. I turn 50 next year. I was going to go golf.
SportsCage trip.
Oh, yeah, sure. We went to Yorkton, bud, and they don't want to hear. We're not even in Saskatoon. Everybody else is. It's us three guys, I think, in the building that are here. But I think golf and my golf trip might take a back seat. I'm sure I could golf in Germany too.
Sure, there are courses.
And I got to go to this thing. I've told you this before. I want to go to the Spengler Cup, but now Canada's not playing in it. I would still go. That Davos rink
without Canada.
Try me.
I mean, it would still be good. Don't get me wrong. It would still be good.
And
be a lot more with Canada.
I almost think so. I started kind of looking up prices and stuff too, and it's just really hard to figure out. I'd probably try and get a media pass for part of it because I'd want to document it and do some stuff. Those would be the non-drinking days.
The drinking after hockey.
Is there? You know me well enough now. Is there a better bucket list 50 trip for me to knock something off the list?
No, because you've already done a lot of things.
Well, I don't want to sound like that guy.
No, but you don't want to do something over.
Yeah, like the boy was kind of excited that we would go back to Scotland and golf.
Yeah.
Prices to golf in Scotland have gone through the roof. It's just not possible.
It's very expensive.
So then the next thing was Liverpool because I love the Beatles. And there's some really good courses around there. My buddy did this trip last year. But then again, you're starting, it's going to get up there. And I'm like, okay, well, you golf. Eric, kind of the Ireland thing. Then Japan came. And
really?
Everybody that I've talked to loves going to Japan and do a golf trip to Japan.
I can't imagine that's cheap.
It's not that bad at all.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Here's a tidbit from a person that works
quite the search.
Oh, buddy, I'm a makeshift travel agent in my spare time. I love doing this. If anyone wants me to put together a golf trip,
you got it.
There'll be a cut of some sort, but I can do it almost anywhere. Okay. But do you know that WestJet? Part of the reason they fly to like Japan and places like that. No, I don't want to say part of the reason, but they make more money going to these places just on the cargo. Like the seats are almost a bonus. And they sell out these Dreamliners because there's so much cargo that goes on them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And that's from a reliable source at WestJet.
You're on the inside.
I am in. I'm on. Yeah,
you're an insider.
Inside guy.
Yeah. I like it. I've never been to Japan. Haven't crossed the ponds any direction. Only stayed in the Caribbean, Hawaii, Mexico north.
Do you prefer Hawaii or do you been to Jamaica? Or where in the Caribbean?
Yeah, been to all over the Caribbean.
Caribbean Queen, great tune.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Jamaica, the Caribbean, or Hawaii?
Well, the rest of the Caribbean's big. Hawaii would be number one.
Yeah.
Or close, and then St. Thomas, St. Kitts, the U.S. Virgin Islands. Those are really nice.
But that's costly now.
Well, it's just longer to get to.
Yeah, tough to get to. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So, anyways,
Loved going back to the Caymans, but whew.
And don't get me wrong, I love myself some history, and to go to Germany and
lots there.
Suck in all that. So, and I said to the wife, I'm like, well, you got to come. Like, if you don't even for the whole trip, come for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I started looking. Well, WestJet doesn't fly to Germany. I like to stay with the WestJet points. Everybody knows the game out there.
You have to go here, Canuck.
No, you can go to Paris and then go up. So then that knocks off a Paris trip for her. I don't have a lot of Paris, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a baguette guy. I I don't walk
You're not
around.
a wine and cheese
I don't
guy?
walk around with my black socks on and smoke upside down, but I'm sure I would like it. But the other place you can fly into and then take a quick train, Amsterdam.
I've heard that.
Van Halen, great tune.
Yeah. I've never crossed the pond. I don't have an opinion one way or the other which way to go. I recommend all to you. I wish you nothing but the greatest. Yeah.
Lotto Max.
Yeah.
Come on, Lotto Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the World Hockey Championships
But
today.
it's like a month.
Hey, that's the other thing.
It's not
when
like
do
the
you
week.
go?
It's not a long weekend.
Do you go early or do you go late?
Oh, you go late. You go late. You want to see the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
6-5. Canada wins in overtime against Norway. They're atop the Pool B.
Great Britain, and it's a family lineage back to Great Britain, but
Oh,
the hockey,
dental plan. Lisa needs braces.
yeah, the hockey team there, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do to catch up to everybody. Yeah.
Well, can't they start adopting the kind of senior hockey, like the imports are locals? Because a lot of guys have gone over and played in Great Britain and loved it.
There's some of that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some of that, but I don't think there's enough of that. So yeah, and they might be trying to protect their Ice Hockey Federation members.
NBA last night, Colson. Do you have an update for us?
I heard it was.
I didn't watch the game because I was watching the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh man, I can't believe it.
Money line, hello. Ding, 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 ding. And on this show, we can do it again here in a bit. I took Eichel and who was Eichel and Howden, 1 point each.
And they both scored.
Yahtzee. So I didn't really get to watch much of the basketball, but OKC won. How did they game plan against Victor?
I think primarily they had one of their big guys in, not Chet.
Oh, that other guy that's not super tall, and they said don't be afraid to foul him.
No, it was Isaiah Hartenston, who is also a tall guy, but he's thicker than Chet.
Yeah,
He's a veteran.
yeah.
So I think they had him on Wemby for most of the game. SGA also played 38 minutes of the 48, so that's going to help you out. But yeah, I think OKC just put together a better performance this game, and I saw they had the lead for most of the game, and I think they just didn't really take their foot off the gas. But the Spurs stuck around for the whole game.
We get Sprinkle of the Day coming up. We can get to more because it's Cavs and Knicks tonight. And
There was a huge game in that. What was 27 points?
hold on, when we get to Sprinkle of the Day, you don't have to be
man.
you don't have to be a basketball fan.
No.
To just to listen to these Vegas sports books, guys would have been cheering loud, and other guys would have been ramming their heads into the urinals.
That's right. Yeah.
It was wild how game one went. Ryder preseason game. We haven't talked since the
No.
2015 loss to Calgary.
I don't put a whole bunch into the win-loss part of it.
No one does.
It was interesting to see some of the guys that got a chance to shine, both on offense and defense. By the way, great call by Dave and Luke. Fantastic to listen to.
Oh yeah.
Felt like you were there. It felt like they were keeping you on top of everything, except when Luke forgot how to speak English, but that's a whole different issue.
Hopefully we are there in November.
Yes, hopefully we are there. So yeah, I there was nothing that you walked away from that going, we don't have this.
Whoa,
we don't have that.
Chikai. I say the name Jack Cohn, and you are fully confident there?
You know what? For a preseason game,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. And I like the way the fourth string guy came in and
Shager.
yeah, threw stuff around and tried to make some stuff happen. So yeah, I'm happy with the result of the first preseason game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not going Saturday to Saskatoon. I would love to be going and just coaching and
Only
more
so many, you can only be so many places in one day.
Yeah. And then so do you know what Dave sent this morning?
Oh.
Because I don't get up at 5:30 a.m. to work often, but today was one of the days.
For the record,
various
I don't
reasons.
do that hardly ever. Yeah.
Dave said, Riders asked me to pass along a fun fact for the preseason game on Saturday.
Okay.
The Riders will be bringing the Titan display screen to Saskatoon. You look at me like I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
It is the largest mobile display screen in North America.
Go on.
And there's no allegedly. It just says the largest.
It is. Period.
Colson, did you research where this thing's located from? Does it have like a little drop-down menu for pricing?
I'm trying. The problem is it just takes me to the Nissan Titan, and I don't think that's the right display. So,
largest mobile display screen in North America. Curtis is there. He's boots on the ground with everybody else from Harvard, like we said. Has he sent a picture of this?
No, it looks like he's just commenting in the chat.
They were having some troubles getting it onto the field. Okay, don't put it on the field for starters. Maybe it's an end zone or back on the track kind of thing. Maybe they don't even have the track at Griffith anymore.
I think it's still there.
Jeffrey in Calgary, always the positive side. He said, that sounds like a great idea. The Riders are bringing that screen. Top-notch organization. I respect them so much. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
That's how I read it anyway.
That's what I see.
I don't have my contacts in.
Yep.
But yeah, big screen. Nothing says party like big screen.
I can't find this. Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't got a picture from our crew that's up there.
Yeah,
Nonetheless.
It's giving me a mobile phone screen for $270. So, yeah, I don't think that's it.
We have some Coach Mace from today's practice.
And question, because I haven't caught everything. Remarkably, I do have other things going on in my life sometimes. He hasn't been unhappy yet, has he?
He's been very jovial.
Yeah.
Positive.
He's been very
Does
positive.
his dad still listen to the show?
I think
In
so.
San Diego?
Yeah. He hasn't been unhappy yet. So as long as Coach Mace is happy, that's a good sign.
It's coming.
You know he's going to snap.
Over under first regular season game.
No, I'm going to go like second day after cuts. That's when he's going to snap. When guys get comfortable. Cuts have been made.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that play. But they have that bye week.
They do.
To start. What do you think? It's a double bye. It's an awkward schedule. I don't know if they agreed to it, if they wanted it. The CFL said, "Can you pull us a solid here because of everything?"
Yeah, they got a lot. CFL's got a lot going on schedule-wise.
Didn't really dawn on me until training camp started, and then it's like, okay, yeah. They're playing. Yeah, they're playing in Calgary. Who else is playing today? Nobody. One. Other teams are unloading their bags, and they're just starting to pump up footballs.
Yeah. And we're already done a preseason game and looking to go have some donuts, get ready for a second one, and then get a month off.
And then, hey, we need you to play again in 5 days, and then we're going to give you, 6 weeks off. You're going on mat leave with Colson.
That's basically what's happening. The Riders and Colson are gone on mat leave for 6 weeks.
Worked out well.
Yeah.
Worked out well. But yeah, it is. Hey, it is. We're getting a SportsCage t-shirt made. We just need a client to come on board with it. It is what it is. The SportsCage, in quotation marks. Everybody's saying. I don't think that phrase or that saying's ever been more popular.
It could go away.
You don't like it?
No. Yeah.
What was the other one
What would you replace it with, though?
What's the other one that was it Luke that
it
said?
Was Dave's. Dave doesn't like but.
Yeah, but. And I said, and it is what it is. Kind of from the same family.
Distant cousins.
Yeah, they're related. Yeah.
How about stuff your stories in a sack? It's a great one from Seinfeld.
That's a whole different family.
They might have married in, but different family.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sayings that I know I say, and people want to punch me in the face. Trust me, I want to punch myself in the face when I hear them a lot of times. And I've started using it is what it is too much.
Yeah, it can get overused. Yeah, and it's a cop-out to me.
Oh, heavy crutch cop-out.
Yeah, it's a cop-out. Yeah, when you're using that, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. It is what it is.
You know, we're going to have to circle back.
We're gonna have to regroup on this.
That one became big around COVID.
It did.
To circle back. Well, when I look at things from 30,000 feet.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing up that high? Get closer to the ground.
That's your problem. You need boots on the ground. You're looking at it from up there.
Oh my goodness.
We're off to a good start.
We are.
Fellas are off to a good start. Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. That's who's bringing you the show today. Okay, before we go to Training Camp Report and the boys, I said this. Coach Mace today, when Dave asked him, Dave said, it felt like it was a crisp practice today.
Yeah, I thought that was a point. Kind of guys just going through it. After on the short week, we had to get 2 good days of practice. There's some things we identified in yesterday's practice we want to get better at today, and we did. So, still obviously room for improvement, but the compete periods, everything, it was exactly what we wanted.
Coach Mace looking thin.
I was just gonna say, how much has he dropped? He looks fantastic.
He's looking really thin.
He looks good. Yeah.
Like that's like all new wardrobe thin.
Yeah. Like the faces. Yeah. I need your secret, Coach Mace.
I think 85% of the population is doing the same thing to lose weight right now.
Oh,
it's not Slim Fast.
It's
Eric and I talked about this last week. It's not the shake in the morning, shake at lunch.
Shake in the evening?
No. Crush whatever you want in the T-bone steak.
Could use one of those.
Crisp, though. And it sounds like I feel like we've been using crisp for all the practices. So things are looking good up there.
I mean, not to overuse all the words, but they're playing as they're supposed to. They're dialed in. They know their roles and responsibilities. That's where you get crisp from.
But he's still going to let him have it.
Yep.
He's still
can't let him walk.
He's still going to kick a garbage can soon. Let him know who's boss. Okay, we'll go to break, and then we'll come back, and we will go to Training Camp Report, where they always... are they with us? Are they both of them?
Excellent.
Just Dave's there. Luke might be on assignment. Luke might be helping with the screen. So SportsCage will be right back. Prairieland Rentals is located at 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner, whatever you need rental-wise, or you can go and buy your lawn and gardening tools. Husqvarna warranty. You know what you're buying, and they have the robotic lawn mowers along with the zero turns and push mowers. And there's some discounts right now. 600 Albert Street. Go in there. Tell them you heard them on the SportsCage. Maybe they'll kick you a little something. They got air fresheners, too.
I've had those.
Custom air fresheners. Yeah. 936-6262. Let us know if you got any questions for the fellas or Glen Suitor later, or just a comment. I see some of you here. There's a question for Arash coming in already. Kevin, let's talk some Habs and Canes in a bit. We'll go up to Saskatoon right now. Red Zone Sports Bar Training Camp Report. Joining us, the fellas, Luke Mullinder, our football analyst on our broadcast team, and Dave Thomas, the play-by-play voice of the Riders. Let's start with the bus convoy story from last night, because we've had 2 people text in wondering, is Luke going to finish the convoy story?
Did we not get into that? I thought we got it.
No, we teased it.
It was whoa. Okay. All right. Do you want to lead this off?
There might be different perspectives on this. So,
okay.
Long story short.
Yeah. Provide the context, though. The context of this whole thing is that Dave and myself historically have always gotten on the first bus. Prior to Dave being the voice of the Riders, we've also always gotten on the first bus. Okay, go.
Okay, so we decided that when we arrived here in Saskatoon from Calgary, we would take bus number 2. So
first mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to change up perfection.
First mistake.
So all of a sudden we see the bus driver veering off in a different direction, and having the experience of living in this city of Saskatoon for as long as I had, I recognized immediately that we were in trouble, because the bus driver obviously was unaware that one of the bridges, the University Bridge, which you don't take to the football game here on Saturday, was closed.
You're already being too nice to him. You're already being too nice. I'm
just trying to say I may have taken some responsibility. I should shoulder some of this accountability.
No. No, we were like 5 rows back. Dave is proposing that he is responsible a little bit for not jumping up out of his seat, running to the front of the bus and advising the bus driver, hey, if you're going to the bridge, it's not open.
Yes. So then we decided, instead of taking a more direct route where we could have taken the Broadway Bridge, if you're familiar in Saskatoon, we decided that we'd take a tour along the riverbank and go up by Archibald Arena, which of course then
he's lost now.
Start heading west, you end up in the cemetery. So we had to take a cruise past the cemetery to finally link back up.
All
with
the dead
Circle
people
Drive.
are like, we've never seen a commercial bus drive on the street before.
Yeah.
All the dead people are like, what is going on? All the ghosts are like, what is happening?
Yeah,
Why are they here?
So
what happened, Dave, is being incredibly nice to this bus driver.
okay.
We navigate up to the Circle Drive area. You know where that bridge gets convoluted? Right,
Yep,
Barney?
right
You know
by
what I'm
the
talking
weir.
about, right?
Yes.
The bus convoy, in which we're number 2, we're bus number 2 of 4 buses. Okay, of 4 buses. The bus convoy comes to a stop at a red light. There's traffic though, okay?
Yeah.
But we're bus number 2 and it's a convoy, right? This guy, you could see the reflection on his face. He's like, I wonder if I should take a different route. You could see it. He completely ignores his responsibility as a convoy driver of the rule number 1, you never leave the convoy.
Yeah.
He veers right. He looks at the bus number 1. He veers right and takes us down Idlewild.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
To which Dave immediately is like, whoa, we're going the wrong way. And I'm like, Dave, you're completely right. We're going, here's where it really takes it. Bus number 3, unbeknownst, poor bus number 3 follows us.
Yeah.
So now bus number 2 has broken the golden convoy rule and brought another bus down with us. He brought 2 buses. So now,
You're going
Barney,
down Idlewild. You're going down Idlewild South, correct?
and everybody now is like, wait a second. Everybody who's been to Saskatoon, including Dave, the nightlife ambassador in Saskatoon,
Shout out.
he's like,
Confettis.
so we go out of the way, and he comes up on the bridge. The bridge is under construction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Without any accountability, he acts like he did this on purpose. So he tries to veer left. Can you imagine bus number 3? Bus number 3 is probably panicked now.
Yeah.
Bus number 3 has all like the trainers and some of the rookies on it. So like they're like, wow, I hope we brought the Gatorade. This might end up bad. We might be overnighting underneath a bridge. So yeah, that's when
Not
we
the
went
fur.
through. That's when we had to divert. We drove through Saskatoon's version of north of Dudney, right?
Hey,
We-
that's my
drove
old stomping
by.
grounds for starters. You do
Oh,
take that
boo-hoo.
back.
Woo-hoo, take
That's-
the point.
That's good
Right?
country there.
So, I didn't say it's bad country, man. You know the neighborhood I'm from. It's all good, man. So then we pass the cemetery where the ghosts are completely perplexed. The ghosts are like,
Yeah.
"This is not a commercial road. There should be no trucks, no buses."
I would like Dave to get
We
a map
finally
of
get onto the
Saskatoon
highway.
and sketch
draw
this,
that out.
and then we'll put it up in the sports cage here as a memento of the convoy
Well, listen to
debacle of 2026.
So we're now 20 minutes out of our way.
Oh yeah.
We go to the highway, and he can turn on Preston Street and get to the university. He doesn't do that. He just he blows right by Preston, which is the obvious, even for me who doesn't even live in Saskatoon, this is the obvious road to the state. Bus number 3, I get a glance back. Bus number 3 is completely given up on us. He's like, I'm not following this guy's shenanigans again. I'm not. Oh no. Bus number 3 is livid. Bus number 3 takes the Preston exit, right?
Cabela's,
So we
all that
take
stuff in there. Yeah.
We drive extra kilometers, right? Now, keep in mind, the riders are paying for mileage now, and maybe this is the reason. Like, they're paying mileage. Maybe he's just trying to up the invoice. I don't know. He goes all the way around Circle Drive and finally gets back to the hotels where bus number 3 is already there. It's parked, and the guy's fuming. He's like, "I can't believe we wasted." You know what I mean? So it was a ridiculous plus 22-minute jaunt and there's like, yeah, and it's just me and Dave, and there's other guys that are just really confused. They've now seen parts of Saskatoon that weren't in the, but it was bad. It was bad.
And again, there is the small piece of the puzzle, right?
And he's going to get off the bus. The bus driver gets off the bus like he didn't just waste everybody's time. And it's like, see you guys. And everybody's like, the people who don't know what just happened, the players who don't know what just happened, they're like, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. And I'm like, I'm not thanking this guy. There's no way. We just blew 25 minutes. The last thing this guy's getting is a thank you.
Cardinal rule of busing was broken by Luke there. You always say thanks to the bus driver, regardless. But
no, because he acted like he did all of that on purpose. Yeah. There was no apology. There should have been an apology is what I'm saying. Then we would have been like, you know what? It happens, bro. And you know what? And next time we do this, we're going to trust you to make the right decisions. Thank you. That's what it would have happened. But he acted like nothing happened.
All I needed to do was take 3 steps, say 5 magical words. Turn left on 33rd, and we would have been okay.
Not your job. Not your job.
You know what I wish the bus driver would have said to you, Luke?
I got it.
What?
It is what it is.
Oh, man. I would have been, you know what? And I would have bit my tongue because I do not represent the organization at that point. But it might be construed as me representing the organization and saying something very, very, so I didn't want to put guys in trouble. I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, we're going to look at the invoice. We're going to look at the invoice from the bus driver for that. And there's going to be question marks. Trust me, as somebody who looks at budgets and invoices a lot,
you're questioning.
The riders are going to like, this is odd. There's like $23 more on this bus versus the other 3 buses. I wonder why that is. I wonder what happened there. Why is there $23 more?
You're lucky he didn't time out and have to stop and then get another driver who's been driving so long.
Oh my God. Thank goodness. Because we weren't on with the trainers and the Gatorade and the food and stuff. We would have been out, guys.
I want to see a map quest of day. I want to see, just because knowing where you guys were and how the turnaround, we can get into that. Okay, let's get into
how simple it would have been.
Yeah.
It could have been just like a nice Boeing road, but instead now it looks just like this. You know what it looks like? It looks like the route looks like somebody put like a Apple, what are those, the trackers, those little things?
Yeah.
Could you imagine putting one of those on like
fob.
a toddler? A toddler in like, go take a toddler, put a tracker on them, and then let them loose in like a petting zoo. Could you imagine the chaos of the tracker? Yeah. That's what it's gonna look like.
Who's dumber, bus driver 2 or bus driver 3?
No, this isn't on bus driver 3.
No, bus driver 3 was following the rules.
Bus driver 3 only sees the bus in front of him. So bus driver 3 maybe thinks, he probably thinks 1's going as well.
Where's the bandit?
So you know what he's doing?
One's going to be an eye shot.
Yeah.
You know what, Marty? Marty. So bus number 3 probably says, bus number 1 has made the executive decision to reroute because of traffic. We should follow the convoy because the rule is you don't separate the convoy. Bus number 3 is under the assumption that bus numbers 1 and 2 are deviating the route.
We need to know. We need to get bus driver 4 on the show. Colson, we need to know what 4's thinking. How does 4 navigate throughout everything? Because 4 must show up fairly early as well.
No. Forget about 4.
Yeah.
They were in Aberdeen.
Yeah, I think 4 was like, man, you know what, guys? Let's just go to Warman. We're just going to go to Warman and break camp there and let this chaos just ensue. Yeah. We gotta be safe.
You know your job is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
If you were on bus 4, that's all I'm going to say.
If you were on bus 4, you're just like, man, I don't know what to do here. Yeah.
You're getting the ferry from Warman to Aberdeen.
Training camps in Waka today.
Yeah.
So how did it go today, David? We heard Coach Mace, a slim Coach Mace, by the way, talk about the crisp practice. It just jumps out at you that, because you've been talking kind of crisp practice, I feel every day they've been firing.
Yeah, they've been good high tempo today. And the other part that you were talking about earlier, John Mace, yes, Coach's dad is here in attendance at camp. So that made things go much smoother. Trust me. But having said that, I thought the tempo was great, and I thought the compete was good. They went into a showdown period. Can you explain that and what the importance is?
Well, I think that the bigger piece here with that compete period is Coach Mace, in a really sort of monotonous time period, right, where there's a short time between evaluation, like number one, exhibition game number one, exhibition game number two. Coach Mace has done a great job of keeping things fresh for the guys, keeping it competitive, but still remaining on the task of getting better. So today, he basically highlighted, you know how like everybody does one-on-one drills, right? But they happen at the same time. So one-on-one pass rush will be going on in one area of the field. They'll have one-on-ones on air pass Skelly on the other part. This time, basically, Coach Mace.
Yeah.
Sorry, the bus. I've got PTSD from the bus journey.
No, that's all right. Okay.
So
I'm following your path.
Coach, thank you. Coach Mace calls up essentially best on best in front of the whole team and is like, hey, Yoshi and Vaughters, one-on-one right now, all the marbles. It was awesome. Yeah. So the guys got juiced up about that, right? So you got a couple of one-on-ones with O-line and D-line. Then they broke into one-on-one pass Skelly. Yeah. And one of the matchups was taking their number one pick, Malcolm Bell, and planting him directly against one of the best receivers in the entire room in Keyshawn Johnson. And man, when you do that, when the sole focus of every single eye with a helmet and a green and white jersey is on that moment, that gets those competitive juices going. It adds the pressure that you like, but more importantly, it keeps it fresh. Like there was guys really enjoying themselves. I've been in camps where you get that sort of lull, but the coaches keep the same routine, and now you're just kind of bending on your helmet when you're not right. You're trying to just fight through. At least here with Coach Mace, him being able to get guys into a different mindset, remain competitive, have some fun doing it, that is going to carry this team a long way. And now they can actually start focusing on the evaluation of game two.
That's fine. Like Keyshawn Johnson, Malcolm Bell. Let me guess. Keyshawn runs post corner, or he runs stutter go, or he runs some sort of double move on him.
Well, Malcolm Bell didn't win the rep, but what an opportunity for Malcolm Bell, right? Absolutely. Like you get called out by your coach and you get to go against one of the best possession receivers in the league. And it's such a teachable moment, right? It's such a teachable moment. You can watch that play over and over again if you're Malcolm Bell and put yourself into like, why, what went into my footwork there? What was I thinking? You know what I mean? Versus the route that he was running. Like, and you're literally, you can do it and you're doing it against the best guy. It's probably motivating to like take a loss on that rep, but understanding that like, hey, I'm going to learn from this. And by the way, that's number 3. Everybody gets beat by number 3 in a one-on-one situation, right?
Yeah. So out of all of that you saw today, was there anybody that surprised you in those scenarios that maybe beat a vet or took somebody out that you didn't see?
I alluded to it on our training camp report today. James Letcher Jr. continues. And I don't want to say surprised. Like, it's just incredible the amount of athleticism he has. Like, again, he's 5'6"? I can't remember off the top of my head, but he went up for a catch, and that was an incredible vertical. He went up like huge to haul it in. So he's showing he's more than just a returner. He wants to be a receiver, and I appreciated that.
I also they also highlighted it was Tomlinson versus Weeb. Yeah, and I really like Tomlinson's a shifty. I think he's in tough to make the team, but again, like he won the award for best defensive back in the NCAA, right? Like but the reason why Tomlinson and Weeb for me was a really good matchup that Weeb won, by the way, on a beautiful throw and catch, but like. Thompson is like one of the best DBs in the NCAA, and here comes this Canadian kid, right? Here comes this Canadian kid who's got like a bright future ahead, and he wins a one-on-one, right? Like all of those things build confidence, right? And I think that for Daniel Weeb, it's funny. I asked him at one point in a conversation. I said, "Man, like, what's it take to go from like the local kid? Like, I get that you're a local kid, but like, when does the light come on that you belong here?" Yeah, and moments like that for Weber, how that happens.
Awesome.
Starting to get some hype in the city with the game. What about the screen? I guess the screen still hasn't been put up yet, but there's got to be hype around campus and around the city.
So I have suspicions. I have suspicions that the bus driver from bus number 2 in the convoy was driving the screen truck today, because the screen truck got stuck and they couldn't get it in the where they wanted to. Yeah. And so when I saw the screen truck getting stuck and them not being able to break out and start working on the screen because of the truck getting stuck, I'm like, you know what?
I know that
bus
guy.
number 2 strikes again. I know that guy. I know the driver of that truck. He must have multiple licenses, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, wow. So yeah, the screen truck, but it's a massive truck, man. Whatever's in that thing, when they get the right driver to actually maneuver the truck in to set it up, it's going to be massive.
Quick question for you before we run, and I'd love to get, and again, whether you guys want to have everybody else that's listening weigh in on this. Luke and I had a long bus ride to discuss this. So, and it's the new SportsCage.com poll question: who's the most valuable Canadian on the Saskatchewan Roughriders right now? And we talked about that. Well, again, driving around Saskatoon.
Yeah. Well, the reason it's such a good question is because you had about 23 more minutes to think about a good question than you normally would have had. And in that 23 minutes, that's a fantastic question. More importantly, who are the guys in the question involved?
The guys are Sam Emilus, Logan Ferland, or Tavon Campbell.
Like, how hard is that?
Yeah.
How hard is that question?
Yeah.
And there's 23 current draft picks right now on the field.
Right, Sharky?
For the Saskatchewan.
Sharky, those are the 3.
Those are the 3. Right there. You're done.
Yeah.
Now try to pick one. You can't.
Oh my God! Good luck. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. That's like being bus driver number 2, and having to make a critical decision. There's a very high likelihood that you could make a wrong turn in that question.
We need you on Saturday. We need you to bounce back from this, Luke. We need you to get. I don't want to get into work tomorrow and see a note. Luke Mullinder is on personal leave. There will be no further comment. We don't want.
You know what? You know, Barney, in 2026, with all the focus on mental health, especially men's mental health, I really appreciate you giving me the space, to land. I appreciate you giving me the space to land, you and Dave, because, I do think this is going to take some time. But I promise that I will get over this by Saturday.
Oh, by the way, I got you a ride for the game.
Sweet. Yeah, it's not him, is it? Wow. Oh, my God. What if we get an Uber to the game and the Uber driver pulls up and he's like, jump in, and it's that guy. Do we walk?
He's driving you back to Regina via Campsack.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's going to take us up to Tour PA before we get down to Moose Jaw. Like, man.
Okay. I've never told this story. Dave will get the story. Sharky, you might, Luke. When I was living in Saskatoon and I was younger, I think it was like somebody in my cousin's group of friends, a girl was starting to date a guy from Prince Albert. And she was from Saskatoon. Okay, do you get it?
Yeah.
Saskatoon. But she wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. The only way she knew where PA was the turnoff by Regina, by Chamberlain. So she drove from Saskatoon to that turnoff through Watrous up to PA. I'll leave you guys with that.
That's awesome.
We can regroup.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That bus driver 2's daughter. Yeah. Guaranteed. There's our training camp report for hour 1 for the Red Zone Sports Bar located behind the Saskatoon Travel Lodge. We'll catch up with the boys again next hour. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. We can start with some hockey news in Canada. Talk about a scare at the World Hockey Championships today in overtime over Norway. It wasn't a playoff game by any means, but still. Norway was up 2-0 early in the game. Crazy. National Hockey League Conference Finals. I got some text messages to go through here. People's predictions. We'll maybe do a live sprinkle as well. Montreal, Carolina, 6 p.m. Wait till you hear how much the get-in price in Carolina is for the game tonight. NBA, Cavs down 1-0 back in New York, 6 p.m. Major League Baseball, Blue Jays, Yankees, hopefully not delayed. Over 2 hours today, 5:05 first pitch. SportsCage.com poll, they talked about it. Who is the most valuable Canadian on the Saskatchewan Roughriders roster? Vote at SportsCage.com. It is for Reliance Heath, rent a water heater and softener together, about $1.20 a day. All the details at Reliance Heath. Okay, sprinkle of the day.
All right, what do you got?
So this last basketball game that I talked about and this is just entertaining and interesting. The Cleveland Cavaliers were 6.5-point underdogs in game one.
That's right.
They were up 22 points.
I even heard 27 at one point, but anyway.
22.
22? Okay.
At one point in the game. So let's say you have them to cover, right?
The 6.5, you're pretty happy.
Big cake. Let's say you're at the Caesar Sportsbook.
Loving it.
My favorite one.
Yep.
You're celebrating. You're pour me the most expensive tequila you have. I'm going to sip on this. Then all of a sudden, New York starts, but they're not. I got 6.5 points.
22. I could love
Plus 22, you got 28.5 points to play with. Goes to overtime. They lose by 7.
The odds makers are good.
Oh, come on. Like, what is going on?
Are you making fixed?
No.
Okay, all right.
But it's just that'd be a wild ride of emotions. I'm glad I'm not in. Montreal, Carolina tonight. Montreal at sportselect.com. 305 on the pro line. Carolina's 175. If you think it goes to a tie, 360.
You know what? We saw it last night. The team with the bigger rest, not quite as sharp. I'd take Montreal at 305.
I'm taking the Habs tonight. Yeah. Over-under's 5.5. That's not bad as well. And then also you could parlay it if you want to do a little. And you can make your picks online now. Generate a QR code. Cleveland, New York Knickerbockers. Is it a 5-point game? It pays $2.90. I don't know. I think New York blows them out tonight.
Do you?
But I don't know a lot about basketball.
Neither do I.
So don't
it's not my strength.
Do you know that Karl Malone's the third leading scorer in NBA history? Didn't know that yesterday.
Know that, no.
SportsSelect.com. Make your picks online, like I said.
Wouldn't have got that with 50 guesses.
Generate a QR code. Scan it, your Lotto Spot retailer. There you go. Every bet is 100% legal. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly. Okay, this is our last show with young Coulson.
It is our last
show
with young Coulson. Yeah.
He is going on mat leave. He's expecting his birth of his
paternity leave.
First child. Paternity leave, sorry, yeah.
And it's a Coulson Jr. coming out, isn't it? Isn't that the story?
Are you going Coulson the second? Do it.
No, haven't told anybody the name yet, so I can't reveal that here. But
you've already got that done too, have you? There's your Christmas morning is mute.
Your last name is Schultz.
Yes.
Chris. Is that his first name?
It'd be a good honoring.
Scott. There's only one.
Yeah, it could only be one.
The second. Okay, so anyway, Sharky, being the absolute gentleman that he is, if you're watching the stream right now, Sharky's a bit of a handyman.
Yeah. So
Sharky made Coulson rocking horse for his new.
That is fantastic.
He's got to stain it yet.
Yeah, got a little work to do yet. We're gonna finish it up tomorrow.
We're gonna put a Monday Nooner sticker on it.
Yeah. SportsCage sticker on it. We'll get a Monday Nooner. Yeah.
There we go.
That's
awesome, Sharky. Thanks.
Coulson and the family. Yes.
Awesome.
Very happy to make that for you.
Of course. You're a good man, Sharky. Yeah. You are a good man.
I'm something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's hour one in the books. I see the text message. Everybody loved the story, the bus story. We got more with those two knuckleheads coming up. We also got Arash Madani. Is he going to do pie in the face today?
I sure hope so. He owes us one.
He owes us.
He owes us a pie in the face.
The NASCAR Report. It's a Sports Cage. We're back after the news. Welcome back to the Sports Cage. Text line 936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street. Deal with the owner, Husqvarna dealer. Lots of people loving the story on the buses. If you missed it, you can go back in podcast form and listen to it. Luke telling the story about the bus convoy in Saskatoon at Roughrider Training Camp. We still got more from Roughrider Training Camp coming up in a bit. Some breaking news here related to NASCAR. So let's get into the NASCAR report.
The Sports Cage NASCAR Report, where rubbin' is racing, is brought to you by Croft Electric. Almost 29 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all electrical needs. CroftElectric.com and all socials.
This was just published about 15 minutes ago. Kyle Busch, a generational talent with NASCAR and one of the sport's greatest drivers, has passed away at the age of 41. He was admitted to hospital earlier today with what was described as a severe illness. And Richard Childress Racing has made the announcement in the last 15 minutes that Kyle Busch has passed. To say it's a shock would be an understatement. At 41 years of age, you wouldn't expect somebody like that to pass away. But unfortunately, NASCAR has lost a very talented driver and a very talented individual.
Did he drive last week?
He drove last week. Yeah.
Wow.
Drove last week. Hasn't won this year yet. Has had a tough year with Richard Childress, but he has 63 wins in his career over 22 full seasons. So our thoughts are with the NASCAR family as they lose one of their own at this time.
And we'll keep following it if anything else comes through. What are they doing this week?
It's one weekend of the year where drivers can attempt to run 2 races the same day. Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. Last 2 seasons, Kyle Larson attempted it, had trouble with weather delays and motor blowing up, and if anything could go wrong, it did. It is what it is. His 2 attempts are now a show on Amazon Prime called The Doubles. This year, an attempt will be made by driver Catherine Legg. She's attempting to complete the 2-race shot. Catherine is a long shot to pull this off. She has never raced an IndyCar race, let alone at Indianapolis, and has only one other start in the NASCAR series. Catherine, originally from Great Britain, has 4 career wins in the ISMA series, all on road courses. So, long shot for Catherine to pull it off, but she's going to try and complete both races.
I know this isn't NASCAR. F1 Montreal is this weekend.
Yes.
Have you ever been to
IndyCar. IndyCar is what I've been to, not into an F1.
And where's that?
I was in Vancouver.
And what's the difference? Smaller cars?
No, the engine size. So similar cars in terms of size and shape. A little bit different, but the engine size and the horsepower that they have.
This F1 Montreal, though, is off the charts. I did some research. $3,000, the most expensive ticket on aftermarket site that I was looking at for Sunday. $188 is a ground pass, is the cheapest. What is that?
That would get you within the grounds itself, but wouldn't get you a seat. And like F1 and IndyCar are both races that are always on road courses or road-style courses. So you're not sitting up high watching the whole race. So you're watching a lot of cars go by you very, very fast. Yeah, zoom, 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 right? So it's like standing on the ring road some days on a Friday afternoon. So
left lane guy. Oh, jeez.
So they're very different races. A ground pass would get you around the event, but maybe not get you a seat and
is F1,
stand watching a screen.
Is F1 more just to be seen, the party, the kind of that? Are you there to watch it? Because I feel like NASCAR, when it's in an oval or track, you're watching the whole thing and you're like, oh, there he goes. He's going to make it. And he's back. Oh, no. IndyCar would be nothing like that.
No, they're nothing like that. You're watching a screen. You're watching a televised version of it wherever you're sitting. There is a bit of a see and be seen to it. Like Monaco is very much a see and be seen in the F1 circuit. IndyCar does have some ovals, like they're going to Indianapolis. So as an example, they're racing in Indianapolis this weekend. Indianapolis 500 is the IndyCar race. But I don't say see and be seen. They're different races for different people. Yeah.
All right. NASCAR Report brought to you by Croft Electric, croftelectric.com.
One final piece. Kings Park Speedway has their opening race this weekend. 2 o'clock at Kings Park. North off Tower Road.
Be seen there.
You can be seen there. Yep, you can be seen there.
Get all dolled up, head out. Croft Electric, find them online. All the socials. Follow them on the socials. If you need electrical work done in southern Saskatchewan, whether it's for the house, the cottage, or the business, Croft Electric can get you going. Now it is time for Arash Madani.
It's time to go coast to coast with Arash Madani for Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
It is going to happen. It is going to happen. I promise it will happen. I am traveling. I am on the road.
Okay.
When I'm back, it will happen. I bet, like, there's 2 things that are the worst, that, like, they're unforgivable, okay? One is cheering against somebody else's bet when you don't have a stake in it.
Yes.
And the other is not living up to the bet. So
I'm not worried about you not living up to it. I was hoping it happened today because it's Colson's last day, but it's all on video. We'll be able to send it to him, and he can laugh with his newborn son, and they can laugh together at Arash Madani getting a pie in the face.
Does Colson's baby need a Vikings onesie? That is the question that the people need to know. Is the answer to the question.
I'll run it by management.
There you go.
He's not making any decisions.
As long as management doesn't tell you to bring your playbook because coach wants to see it, that'd be a problem.
Okay, let's.
Where are you that you're traveling?
I'm in Ottawa actually this weekend. I'm broadcasting the Ottawa Marathon this weekend. It's an Athletics Canada event. So athletes who, like real athletes, running marathons, do you know what the record is? I should know. I will know by Sunday. I've done this a couple of years, but it's interesting. I know not a lot of people are into this, but Canada gets 3 spots in the Olympics for marathon runners on the men's side. There are 6 that would qualify for every country for Canada. So if you just get in, in Canada, you're able to do something. And 3 of those 6 are competing in Ottawa this weekend. So should be good. I was hoping to get the Red Blacks game, but they're playing in Montreal tomorrow.
It's not that far away.
2 hours each way, 2.5 hours each way.
I was wondering if either of those cats from Kenya are at the Ottawa Marathon that broke the 2 hour mark in London.
I don't think so. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Are those guys getting endorsements now? What is the marathon? Obviously, there's a sneaker company. Electrolytes also key. And then does the Kenyan guy, do they have agents? Do we know the marathon game?
They have agents who represent them for the Ottawa Marathon, let alone London, New York, Boston. I'm assuming, guys, honestly, a watch company of some sort, under 2 hours, something like that.
You think Porsche would want to know them, or Land Rover, or somebody like that? Yeah.
Because we're also 2 years away from LA 2028. So the countdown's on for an Olympics in North America. You can get some kind of endorsement deal. You have to.
Yeah.
think.
It's like a last longer thing or shave time off thing. Yeah.
How much did they
last
beat the
longer and
record?
shave? Are we talking about marathons still? Is that what we're...
This show's gone off the rails a couple times today. What was the previous marathon record before these guys went under 2 hours?
It was just over.
2:02 or 2:03? Yeah, it wasn't. Okay.
Remember the wife and I were both talking about this, just amazed. Not that we run marathons. I think running a marathon, I can't fathom how long people, and I used to have a really good buddy who I called him a psycho because he ran marathons, no headphones in, nothing. Just
really
just listen to the sound of his own heart.
What
exploding?
Yeah. I can't even.
Look, it's obviously a physically grueling event, right?
Yeah.
But it's a mental test too. And at some point, people just blow out. They're done.
You know what the best things are for cramps? I just took it last night again because I'm starting to cramp up really bad. Mustard. So I hammer mustard packets. Yeah. Really? And I do it now when I have to walk 18 holes of golf. Yeah, my electrolytes are all off. And the only thing that helps is mustard. I can drink as much water, eat bananas, doesn't matter. Body's breaking down.
He's a specimen.
Telling me.
Right now. He's a specimen.
Father Time is undefeated. It's gotten Barney too.
Father Time had me in a headlock at 20.
That wasn't Father Time, Barney.
CFL preseason. We're under. You said that the game is in Montreal, not in Ottawa. The thing, though, when you go to that, you said the quarterback job to watch was the Red Blacks. What's your read on where things stand right now? Do you have anything there?
Yeah, there is one big question mark still hovering over Drew Brown, guys. They had a mock game a few days ago. It didn't go well for Drew Brown, is what I was told. He bounced back with a decent practice the following day. So what I don't really know is where Jake Mayer is in all of this. But I don't want to say this is a test for Drew Brown or anything like that. But it is going to be a real evaluation through camp, through the preseason, and through the early stages of the year. Like if after a game or two or three things aren't working, there's going to be a change that's going to be made. Their contracts are structured where it's not going to be a factor. So Drew Brown right now is the incumbent starter. The question becomes, for how long? And so far in training camp, he's done very little to solidify himself as a starter.
What you're saying is he's in the hot seat and he's feeling it.
Well, he's in the hot seat. The question, I don't know if he's feeling it. People say when Drew Brown's at his best, he's still an elite quarterback. Okay, but sports is not done at your best. It's the variance. It's what are you going to do when you're not feeling your best? Mark Burley, the pitcher for Barney's Blue Jays about 10 years ago, and Burley's, borderline Hall of Famer. He said, look, as a starting pitcher, you're going to feel great for 10 starts. You're going to feel lousy for 10 starts. And then 10 starts is just kind of going to be a grind that you got to figure out. And he said the elite pitchers are the ones who in those 10, you're feeling like junk. And when it's going to be a grind, that's the difference. Being great means you're doing it every day and not just what is your peak ability. So that's why I find the NFL Combine such a joke. That, okay, great. Somebody's going to stand there with nobody around them and jump as high as they can? Cool. What's going to happen when 350-pound linemen are taking his knees out and someone's running at him full speed? It's a different dynamic altogether.
It's like you have practice player in hockey. How many times have you seen practice players? It's like, oh, yeah, watch out. Yeah, he can skate. Get him in a game.
Yeah, scared of the corners.
And then the 10 good days, 10 bad days, 10 days of just absolute grind. That sounds like a month for me. That's basically how I go month to month, by the way. Toronto, we don't hear much about the Argos and what's going on there. Is there any hype in Toronto? Is there any talk about the Argos in Toronto?
There isn't at all. And they've done training camp out in Guelph. They really are, guys, out of sight, out of mind. I mean, their home field is now a World Cup venue. FIFA's gone in. They got temporary seats all over the place, which I actually think for a rookie head coach and a quarterback who's been embattled for the last few years on his own doing and because of injury, it's probably not a bad thing. That you're just kind of way off the radar. Nobody's paying attention. Not that they would really anyway. But this is an opportunity to really kind of get things started from the ground up in an altogether new regime. So no one really knows in the GTA what's going on with the Argos. By the time, the hope is by the time the team comes back, once the World Cup wraps up, that they're going to be in some kind of conversation where people will want to pay attention to them. That's got to be the goal there in Argo land.
I think this is a complete miss on their part for not to look to somewhere in Southern Ontario to draw some extra support or find a location that works better. Yeah.
They just took the easy way out. They took the money. They took the easy way out. I agree, Sharky. It's just so disappointing. It's short-sighted too. Like you could have built something. You could have found something. Sometimes it takes events like these that solutions, great solutions, just happen by accident.
Yep.
You think back, I mean, we're going back a long ways now, 25 years ago, the Montreal Alouettes were kicked out of the Big O for a regular season game where they were drawing 5,000-6,000 fans a night because a U2 concert was coming. Well, they go to McGill and suddenly 20,000 people come because you're outdoors, you're downtown, you're at the top of the mountain, and then that just started something.
Yep,
that's how that
Barney
started.
That's how that started. Barney and I talked about this last month.
Or whatever it was.
I think it was 99, 2000, 2001, something like that.
Wouldn't have been Joshua Tree.
Not a big U2 fan.
Neither am I.
Remember, Barney, you and I were talking last month, the NFL draft every year was a Radio City Music Hall, but they'd already booked. And suddenly the draft had to move. And now it's become a traveling circus where 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 people are going to the draft every year. Sometimes these things happen by accident, by circumstance, etc., where you might just be able to find a solution, and they've decided not to.
Yeah.
Okay, so World Cup in Toronto, Argos displaced because of it. Different situation in BC with the Lions in Vancouver, which is also hosting the World Cup.
So here's what among the things that Amar Doman has done that to me really stands out is that for a long time, it felt like the Lions were the Vancouver Lions or the Lower Mainland Lions. Amar Doman has really made this the BC Lions, like the British Columbia Lions, the provincial Lions. What has Amar Doman, his owner, done? He's like, okay, cool. We can't play 2 home games because of this World Cup. I have an idea. We're going to go up to Kelowna, to wine country, and we'll have a 9-day football festival up there. We'll get all the politicians on board. We're going to expand out here. We're going to get music. We're going to really have outreach throughout the province. Yeah, it's going to cost us money. Yeah, it's not going to be, a real stadium, but we're going to get, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,000 people here and leave something behind, for minor football in Kelowna, and create more BC Lions fans.
Colson and I were just talking about this yesterday because we had Regan Bartel on to talk about the Memorial Cup and his backdrop. Go back to that picture on the stream, Colson, for a second. This is some sort of pamphlet, 9-day festival. It's a picture of the lake where Ogopogo lives and the mountains. And I just sit and look at this thing and go, I made a decision once not to move there.
Right.
And when housing was actually decent, when things were like respectable.
Yeah.
I made a decision.
So many former NHLers have set up shop there. Like a lot of them have summer places there. And now they're I was at the airport last week, 2 weeks ago, talking to a dude with a Habs hat on, ball cap signed by Carey Price. And he says, Carey Price plays in the same men's league, different division, than I do. And Carey twice a week. He's a position player. He can't play goalie anymore. He can't move the way he does, but he just comes out for a skate. Shea Weber's out there. A bunch of them are out there.
Tutu, the Shens.
Yeah, they're all
on. Josh George is obviously on and on and on. And those guys have the big,
Andrew Ladd might be out there.
They have the big places on the water.
Yeah.
So I've got a question on this BC move. Do you think this sets up a conversation around an expansion of the interior of BC?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm asking a question.
I don't. What I think it might do, though, Sharky, is it might have a Lions game a year, maybe.
Okay.
Somewhere on the island. So it's like, hey, let's really lean into the province. The other thing Doman's done is he'll bus people in from all over the province, especially for playoff games and whatnot.
Why not?
When you have invested, committed ownership, it makes such a difference. And I don't know, man. I'm just so impressed by how they've gone about it, because so often, year one, owners, they're all excited and they're going to spend and they're going to invest and do all these things. Then the bill comes in and they're like, cut. Doesn't matter what business it is. But often in entertainment and sport.
Seen it before.
This week.
Yeah.
I worked at a place once upon a time, not that long ago, where year one of getting a certain property, they flew everybody in, put them up at the Ritz-Carlton. It was, meals were catered, blah, blah, blah. By year 3, if you were local, Come on in. We got pizza on styrofoam plates.
Anybody that needed a hotel, you're staying at the Coachman.
The Circle 6 down the street's got rooms.
Okay, here, while we're on this subject, I laughed at you. I would love to see it. I don't think it will. I just don't get Kelowna as a CFL vibe, and I've talked about this before. But Amar Doman, you know where he should put a game? And I'm looking up Masick, I think it's Masick Stadium. Masick Place Stadium, located at 2121 Massey Drive. I don't get the... Oh, here we go. It might give me the... I want to say it. It's 1,500, 2,000. But if you're building extra stands in Kelowna, you can get these things up to here. Prince George.
I see this.
Has a nice... That, if you want to really make this thing BC, like I'm not going to say you got to take it to Kitimat and Gibson's and Fort St. John, but Prince George,
Fort St. John.
That'd be a great place to maybe expand the game for a game or two or one a year.
Or even take training camp up there.
Preseason, yeah.
But then they got to, hold on, then they got to move the goalpost. So, and look at the end zone.
Oh, right.
It's kind of cut off with Percival.
We're doing this again, aren't we?
Cutting room floor. My idea dies. Coachman Hotel, here I come. Let's go to the Blue Jays. A year ago, Jose Barrios was Toronto's opening day starter. Now you look at it, he hasn't pitched since last September. And now the dreaded Tommy John.
Oh, no.
I don't know how and when and where this all went wrong, but man, oh man, has it ever. Like, guys, he has not pitched for the Blue Jays since last September. He goes home during the postseason when he wasn't on the playoff roster, comes back to spring training. They said he was healthy, pitched in some games in the Grapefruit League, then wants to go to the WBC and doesn't get medically cleared. And it's like, wait a minute, you just passed a physical for big league camp, but you can't go play for Team Puerto Rico. Turns out there's a stress fracture in the elbow. How does that get missed? Then he comes back for rehab games. The stress fracture ends up tearing a ligament in the elbow. Where is the trust now between the organization and Barrios, vice versa? And this dude's got a player option for next year and the year after, $24 million per. Something tells me Jose is going to take his time getting his elbow back to full health.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
allegedly.
you?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it Austin?
Pitching.
Was it Austin Matthews, doctor?
Yeah.
He had to get out of town to go. Okay, we only have 2 minutes, so I got to get you quick on this one. We had a text in. Ask Arash, no FIFA playoff games held in Canada. Your thoughts?
Not surprised. It's just follow the money. Follow the money. Now, also, it is embarrassing what the stadium situation in Toronto is. Like, you cannot have knockout games in a high school stadium.
Not surprising.
Not surprising.
Can I go to the next one? You called it. Team Canada flag football team.
Marc-Antoine Dequoy, the former Alouette. Barney, what have you and I talked about a lot? You want somebody who's athletic, who's rangy, who's long, and on the not the final 16, but the preliminary 16. Dequoy just retired from the Alouettes after last season.
Great call.
But he's going to remain in the mix. World Championships are in August of this year. Also an Olympic qualifier. Might be a pass rusher on the team. You know, that could be the role for him.
That very good call. You put a guy like that in a number of different places.
Yep.
Pass rusher is good because he's got some height too to knock down balls. Okay, lastly, I think I've been a fan for literally 3 days.
Where's this going?
I think Montreal can beat Carolina.
This has been an amazing 9-month run for you. First, your beloved Blue Jays, and now your incredibly, lifelong passion for the Montreal Canadiens is coming at 72 whole hours.
The book, The Sweater, that was based on me.
I think the Habs are in tough. I just wonder how much gas is left in the tank.
It's been a battle to get here. Yeah.
And
No,
Carolina
has it though?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Okay, here, hold on. Here, I'll give you some food for thought, fellas. 25. NHL standings. This year, 25-26. Sabres, 109 points. Take a seat. Lightning, 106 points. Take a seat. Hurricanes had 113. So Montreal's done it to two teams that no one thought they were going to do it to already.
I thought they were going to do it to Tampa. I didn't.
Get lost, you did.
I did.
So
security.
So Sharky, if you ever get a tour of the Bell Center and you go into the Montreal Canadiens locker room, written up there in the locker room, as for generations, their motto, "To you from falling hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high."
It is.
I believe Barney's getting that tattooed on his back later this week as a tribute to his lifelong fandom of Les Abatiens.
Right above the barbed wire. That's where I'll get it.
And the flames on the wrist.
Okay, 20 seconds here. I've been hitting. I told you this. I'm taking them on the money line tonight. I took Vegas on the money line last night. Maybe tonight, we let her roll. I've been taking two players to get 1 point parlay and been very successful in this. Let's go. Who do you like to get a point for the Habs tonight?
I'll go with Suzuki.
Hudson.
Nick Suzuki?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going.
And our treasured Newfoundlander, Alex Newhook. Why not?
Newhook's on a heater.
Yeah, he is. Yes. He's alive. Yeah.
Suzuki and Newhook, I'm going to take it just for you and me. Since our Brett Lawther in the Keniston Super Draft is like we got relegated to another pool in Sudan.
So did I, though. So did I. I'm way at the bottom.
Let me know, because they may be running in the marathon this weekend. I can see how you're doing in those standings.
What a way to wrap it up, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Enjoy Ottawa.
Newhook and Suzuki tonight. Yep. Text me later. See you later.
Good boys.
Coast to Coast with Arash Madani, brought to you by Brian Golly.
Always good.
Smart Investing Solutions. We got to go to break. We're going back up to training camp after this. It's the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM. Last night, PWHL. It was the Montreal Victoire winning the trophy easily. This interview, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Yes.
This is hilarious after.
That jailbreak goal, unbelievable, honestly. I think I peed a little in the penalty box. I was so excited, and honestly, for them to see and come see me was just unbelievable. A lot of emotion there. Yep, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. Abby Rock's goal. She's doesn't even have a prostate problem. Pee a little bit. That's mine. And then we got to get going to training camp. That's for Kellen Solar in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. If you need solar, local company, family run, they can come out, give you a quote. And also they got the livestock operation. So if they're running any wires, you can get all the solar for your livestock operation. Kellen Solar in Lumsden. Training camp report brought to you by the Red Zone Sports Bar in Saskatoon. Great place to watch the basketball or the hockey game tonight. Back up there, Dave and Luke. Question from the Prairie Land Rentals text line right out of the gate, fellas. We talked about this a bit yesterday, but obviously these people weren't listening. Thanks, Luke. How do you see the quarterback time going down again? I think you guys figured that Harris would get a quarter. Is that correct, at least?
I would assume that he's got to get at least a quarter in. Again, guys, it's not necessarily about this game. It's really about when the next actual game is, which is 3 weeks away, right? So I would expect to see him and a few of the other guys who are entrenched, like Jamarcus Hardrick, right? Like those guys, the number one receivers, the number one secondary. I would expect to see them go get a little bit more time. I think the secondary, you'll see a little bit more rotation because there's a really interesting battle for depth positions there, I think, right? Like you're talking like scout team positions and, 2 spots and special teams. So I think that, but I think that just because of the distance that because the problem is you've got to do everything you can after exhibition game number 2 within the rules and parameters of the Canadian Football League. You've got to do everything you can to not let game 1 become your exhibition season as well. Like you have to come out firing on all cylinders, knowing that your opponent has already played a football game that counts, right? Like you're just going to have to find a way to not get into a lull in that time period.
Is there a sweet spot? Like when you were a player, is there a sweet spot? I need X number of reps to ensure that I'm ready.
When I was a player, we didn't have 3 weeks off between the exhibition season and the first game, right?
Cut.
Yeah.
You did. You were waiting for your call for your next team, but that's what this generation of athletes unfortunately is up against, is this long lull. I've talked about it, right? You guys know where I stand. I don't think it's fair, especially to the defending Grey Cup champions. I mean, here's the other thing too. Like your opening week does not consist of the Grey Cup champions from the last season. It's weird, right? So, again, that's none of the riders' business. They've just got to figure out a way to not let their first game that actually matters look like an exhibition game. Start slow, have a ton of mistakes, ton of errors, right? Because they'll get mollywopped.
So question to you then, May 31st is the final cut down day. It's when they got to get to their numbers for the roster?
May 30th.
Yeah, 30th.
Yeah, okay. So given that after that we've got 2 weeks till we play a live game, there's still time to move guys in and out, even if they wanted to at that point, right?
Absolutely, you could. The roster, right, will still be in flex. However, the team won't be on the field, right? That's just part of the collective agreement that they can't do team organized activities. Like you say, there's been indications that some guys still want to go throw the ball around or do whatever, right? Like
you've got 2 bye weeks. It's not. Yeah, that's the other thing. They're not even practicing, Sharky, for 2 weeks. No. It's not like they're practicing the whole 3 weeks either. They're off. And in the CFL, you have to be off. Like they've got to allow guys to go home, got to allow guys to mess around in Regina. There's 2 weeks in there that guys are going to be completely on their own, right?
That's poorly set up. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, 2 weeks, that's poorly, especially at this stage of the year, it's poorly set up.
We were not talking 14 days.
Yeah.
No. You're talking 7, right? Because there is a week of practice before the first regulation game, right? But again,
no. The last exhibition game they play on Saturday.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
To then going into right.
But they practice next week, Luke. Right.
Right.
Okay. But and they're off a week, and then they're back at practice.
Then they're off. Yeah. So essentially, that's what I'm saying, right? Like you're not in any type of competitive mode. You're in your last week of camp. Yeah. So you're not off for full 2 weeks.
Yes.
But you're not. What you're not doing is you're not practicing the way everybody else is for 2 weeks. See what I mean? Yep. Like everybody else is paired, locked in. You're out there trying to just figure out a way to be competitive and not get guys hurt.
Here's playing catch.
Well, you get
trying to figure it out.
They're all in shape. Is that's not the term I want to use. Like you're going through camp, you're revved up, and then that's going to be
all the mojo goes
hard.
Yeah.
To get back at it. But so, Luke, do you think and teams can't organize whatever? Will there be some player organized training? Maybe it is in Waka.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what the guys get together and do, right? I also know that, hey, like you've got your players union, you've got, right? So you don't want to be, and the other thing is too, it's like, this is you're in week 1. Like player activities are led while teams gel and there's cohesion and, you've battled through some things and you're tired, right? Like right now they're just, hey, we're a brand new team. Okay, see everybody in a week. You know what I mean?
Okay. Here, does this all stem from the FIFA and what's going on? Do you think the riders had much say? Do you think there was pushback? I don't know if you guys got any inside baseball there to be like, we don't really agree with this, but they just kind of had to go along with it. Did they owe a solid to the league?
You know, I had a conversation with a league official about the schedule once, and so the schedule is a fluid document until it isn't, if you know what I mean. So the teams get an eye on it as far as the business operations department get eyes on it, right? And then the football people get eyes on it, right, to find a competitive balance and make sure that everything balances out. Now, there are definitely decisions that had to be made regarding FIFA and the World Cup and Toronto and BC not getting to play home games, but also you can't start on the road for 6 weeks in a row in football. It doesn't work like that, although sometimes they try it in hockey. So again, the schedule is what it is, and that's what everybody will tell you. And again, it's a poor start or a difficult start, but I don't think anybody's going to go ahead and say, oh, woe is me. Like, I'm very curious what training camp is going to look like next week, because guys are still battling for jobs. They just don't have a game to prepare for, to battle for a job with, right? Yeah, and then the BC Lions are going to be in the exact same mode as the Saskatchewan Roughriders, right? But if BC gets to play a game next week, then they've got to bye, then they come into Regina, right?
Weird. That's all I can say is weird. It's a weird start to the season.
We talked about quarterbacks. What are you expecting in the backfield for running backs and reps and time this weekend?
Oh, I think that you probably run AJ for a couple of series, but you let Mario Anderson, Bertrand Houdon, Kyle Borsch, right? Like, let Kyle out. Let the local kid get some run, right? Like, I don't think the running back position has never been a question on this team, especially once they made their first sort of their first moves regarding the backfield, right, with the position and the guys that they had at that position. So I think that right now, if you're Coach Mason, you're J.O., you're like, okay, where are our priorities right now? I don't think that anybody jumps up and is like running back group. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody's going to say that, right?
I think you're looking for somebody to step up defensive line. You're looking to sort out what the depth chart looks like for your receiver group, especially your Canadian receivers. Yep. You want to go ahead and take a look at what you've got as far as depth pieces that in the secondary that can also play special teams. Same deal in the linebacking core, right? Yep. I think that two of the three spots are definitely locked up in Jameer Thurman and Josh Woods. That's why you got them and brought them and kept them. But again, I think those are going to be firmed up this weekend. You'll get a real good indication of at least what it looks like for sure.
Yeah, that was going to be my question: is where are we going to pay our eyes to? And I appreciate you talking about the receivers, because after what happened last weekend, where some guys had an opportunity to make some plays and did, it'll be interesting to see what they can do this time with maybe more starters against them.
Yeah, and then like, you want to see Janae Jr. Can you replicate what you did? You want to see Sexton. Can you replicate what you did? You want to see Daniel Weeb. Can you go out and look, if the ball comes your way, look like the guy you've looked like all practice or all camp, because it's been great, right? Like, you're absolutely right, Sharky. There's validations that these coaches want to see, right? Like, what do we do with Del Duncan Busby, right? Like is it worth going a little bit younger there? I think there's a ton of questions that they want to look at with that receiver group.
Nice. Okay. That's where I'm going to put my eyes on Saturday then. I'm listening to you.
You had we had a clip yesterday, and then there's a story at sportscage.com. I haven't had a chance to read it on Tavon Campbell. Dave, are we expecting him to play?
What I would anticipate, and again, this is just Dave Thomas guessing, I think that the Riders will deploy their depth chart very similarly to what we saw in Calgary last weekend, where the starters are going to come in for a series 2, potentially 3 at very least. And then once you get a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of flow, and again, it all depends on what happens, right? But if you find that flow real quick, like we saw with Vernon Adams Jr., right? Throws an interception, then comes out, throws a touchdown. Good night, Mr. Adams. Like, sit down on the sideline. Again, if you can get to that spot, I think things are going to be okay, and that's what the Riders want to do, and then use the rest to go ahead and evaluate the guys that, maybe didn't get the rep or didn't get the touch or didn't get the whatever they need, right? So then they can give everyone a true evaluation so that they're done. So Devon Campbell, yes, I think he starts, but I don't know that he lasts very long because, again, he just kind of plugged and played, stepped right into the defensive secondary like he had never left.
Yeah, I want to see Malcolm Bell. I want to see a little bit more of Malcolm Bell, right? Like, hey, like just how prepared are you, right? Like, let's put him in a couple situations where, hey, like, is there a possibility to send a blitz and make and see if Malcolm Bell understands sort of like what his role is within this blitz, right? Or if he needs to cut.
Well, and you've talked quite frequently about the CFL, the draft being a developmental draft, right? But just because of the school that he went to, right, it kind of has set him up to step in and have an immediate impact, hasn't it?
You're the first round pick, and I think that it's different in the NFL. Your first round pick you're gonna want them to play. I think that if you're the first round pick from Michigan State University, one of the greatest establishments and organizations in the world, you just want to make sure, right, that like the development curve is getting there, right? I don't think Malcolm Bell's gonna start this year.
No, okay.
Right? I think that he's gonna get reps on special teams. I think that in a crunch he might get some reps in the 2 spots, but you've got to remember too, like whoever wins the defensive back battle on the American side, they're going to be somebody that might travel. You've still got Jackson Ford, right? Who's great. You've got Malik Straker. You've got Jaden Dalkey. Like there are still guys there that the Riders have to like move around in spots, right? So you're actually not in a position where you've got to sit there and look at Malcolm Bell like, oh man, like we really need him to be like here and here. You're actually going to be like, look, we can take our time with this kid. And by the way, the reason why we're willing to take the time with him is because look how he looks when he's getting reps.
Insert a name, Carson Sombach. His rep count is right up there with Jackson.
Sombach's played well. I thought Sombach's played well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give too much time to Bell, right? A guy coming from a school with a 14-16 all-time bowl record. It just kind of worries me a little bit.
Hey, Barney, what's your school's all-time bowl record?
5-6.
What's your school's all-time? What university did you go to? What conference? What major Power 5 conference did your school go to? Let me know that.
A bus driving.
How many number one?
Yeah.
That's the only comment you're going to make. Get out of that.
You poked him like that. I don't know why you did that.
Because I got him the other day and he didn't get a chance to rebuttal because he was already off.
I'll tell you what. I try to run the bus over you for some more, but if that guy's driving, he's going to miss you.
But he'll go around the block and come back and get him the second time. Yeah.
I would like to.
No, he'll get lost. He'll get lost on the way, and then Barney will be gone by then.
Michigan State's. They've been to the Frozen Four 11 times, and then I wonder about Final.
Well, I went to our hockey program was really, really big. Like I went to school with John Michael Lyles. I went to school with Ryan Miller, right? Like our hockey program's always been a good hockey program. We're awesome.
07, 2001, 99. Yeah, they had a run there going to the Frozen Four.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's going after you.
Hockey.
That's a bad move. It is a bad move on his part to go. It's a bad move on his part to go.
No, I'm saying that Michigan State's hockey program.
Yeah.
They've had a
Barney's got a degree from a virtual university in North Dakota.
No, South Dakota. Sioux Falls. All right, fellas. You guys are done. I won't talk to you. Have fun at the game. Hopefully the screen gets up. And it's gonna be an atmosphere. I'm glad the weather looks like it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be beautiful. Yep.
That was one thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm pumped, man. Like now that and Dave's kind of detailed out like kind of what the game day atmosphere in college is for the University of Saskatchewan. I don't know, Barney. I'm kind of hoping the Togas show up now, right? Like I'm kind of hoping they show up.
There should be a drone footage of people trying to park though.
Yeah.
Dave, you said it to the people yesterday that are going, like, prepare yourself, and the university bridge is down.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with parking at that Cabela's or Bass Outfitters way down on Preston and walking.
Nope, nothing wrong.
Grab a 6-pack and hoof it from there.
Yeah.
Hey, it is free parking on campus, by the way.
It is free parking on campus?
Right on.
Poor students. They're just going to be like, what is going on?
It's our bus.
No, it ain't our bus. That guy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, there's rules and regulations to bus convoys, and you don't deviate. That's the major message here, boys.
Prairie
Right?
Land Rentals text
I hear
line.
ya.
A lot of people were loving the stories in segment.
Well, did they
one.
agree?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And some
Yeah.
one guy said he shouldn't have been drinking beer and listening to the show again because spit it out. That's what we do.
Oh,
Okay. Right
hey
on.
man. I can't. Well, by the way, beer. It's close. I was talking to Tegan about this. The beer. I feel like I'm going to be able to have a couple beers during the game call because it's going to be so close. It's just going to be so close, Dave. It's normally
It's
never
gonna be
close
right
to
there.
the broadcast booth.
I said go down
No, I'm
and
joking.
have
I'll
one.
keep it professional, guys. I'll keep it professional.
All right.
I'll give it
Have
my
fun,
darndest.
boys. Have fun.
Enjoy the weekend.
From the Red Zone Sports Bar, the training camp report brought to you by the Saskatoon Travel Lodge. Good place to go watch a game tonight. Have some nachos.
I heard the chicken wings are good.
We're running up against the clock. A lot more to get to. It's a Sports Cage streaming on our YouTube channel, sportscage.com. Tragic news from the NASCAR world. Kyle Busch passing away at 41. Not much for details being released. Canada gets a little scare at the World Hockey Championships today, but they shade Norway in overtime. 6-5. National Hockey League tonight. Canadians and Hurricanes, 6 p.m. Game 1. NBA Cavs down 1-0 back in New York, and the Blue Jays play the Yankees in baseball. SportsCage.com poll. Who is the most valuable Canadian on the Saskatchewan Roughriders roster? Vote at SportsCage.com. Stream hockey and sport, more than just hockey. Baseball, lacrosse, 3 locations. The new one, Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw. Under new management, they're local. They support local extreme hockey and sport. We're going out and talking to Brian Raymond right now. Brian, first off, let's rattle off. It is just a day to golf, and the forecast is looking good. Let's give people a heads up on the specials. Did you come up with a new special for the Montreal Canadiens run here?
I'd love to. It's been a run for sure. But for sure, the first thing off for the golf course, of course, every day, doesn't matter if it's weekday or weekend, 3 o'clock is our afternoon special, $40.50. After 6 o'clock, come out and play 9 holes, play 12 holes, play whatever you can get in before it gets dark. It's $23.50. That's all it costs. Every Monday and every Wednesday, if you're a female or a senior, $42 to come and play the golf course. And right now we have a couple of specials. If you come in and pay for a green fee, we'll give you $25 off on a pair of Skechers shoes. We'll give you a certificate that you can use until June 30th. And as well, if you buy a large basket of balls, we will give you a certificate to come back after 5 o'clock any day and get that same large basket for half price. And not only that, get a hot dog for $1.
I was thinking about this today. I'm serious. I was thinking about, you know what? A hot dog and a golf course, great promo, because those two, it's like a baseball
They go
game.
together.
I think
They go
almost
together.
better, a hot dog and a golf course. Okay, and they find you online. They can call out there and you book 7 days in advance, Brian. But
Yes, they do.
now let's get down. We got 45 seconds. The Montreal Canadiens need to do what to beat the Carolina Hurricanes?
Stay out of the penalty box and be very aggressive on the forecheck. I think they have to stop Carolina for coming out of their own zone big time.
Is this first game?
You make it sound easy.
Is this first game that important as some are making it out?
You know what? I think it's more important for Carolina than it is for Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Really? So, there's a ton of pressure goes along with this when you're playing at home and everybody expects you to win. So I think there's more pressure on Carolina right now. And Montreal is just like they're just rolling. I mean, they've got 2 or 3 days off and they know what they need to do and away they go. So it'll be interesting to see whether Carolina looks a little rusty or maybe uncertain at times.
I'm looking forward to it tonight.
I am too.
I'm
Yeah.
taking the Habs to win this one tonight. I don't know
With
why.
Suzuki and who are you putting
New
in?
Hook.
Suzuki
New Hook and
Hook.
Suzuki to get a point each. Thanks, Brian. Let's chat next week.
All right, take care. Talk to you next week. Have a good weekend.
From Flowing Springs Golf Course, the most value to play golf in the province.
It is a great
bar
spot.
none, hands down. Book online. Hour 3's coming up. Glen Suitor. We're going to hear from a couple of Saskatchewan Roughriders. AJ Ouellette, one of them. It's a Sports Cage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM. What a show! What a show it has been on this Thursday for Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for home internet and TV. And Sharky has been here, and Sharky is here for Flooring Superstore.
Yep.
Trent Dickin and his team. Park Street. Anything you need flooring, they can do it, or you can do it yourself. Cash and carry prices, tough to beat. Podcast, you can go and download the show. Segment 1 with the fellas at training camp.
It was very entertaining. It was very, very
top 10 entertaining, most entertaining training camp hits of all time.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And it wasn't really talking a lot of football. It was talking about them traveling with the riders.
Yes.
So there's your tease. Go back and listen to it in a podcast form. However you listen to podcasts, you can watch it on the YouTube channel as well, where you can watch us do this program. Now, they asked me this year to do a couple of features in Roughrider Game Day.
Okay.
That's like getting a call up to the big leagues.
Yeah. They've gone to the bullpen. Yeah.
Like East Coast to the NHL.
Well, okay. All right. I see the jump.
So, and I was like, yeah. And one is this behind the face mask feature that runs in the pregame show. Because I love interviewing people.
They're not going to show your face?
And I love interviewing people and asking questions that usually they don't get asked. That's always kind of like my challenge to myself.
That's right.
Ask a few that they've probably never been asked. So this week, and if you're going to be listening to the pregame show, and we'll be doing this as we go along here, the Rider game on Saturday, it's with Micah Johnson. And I asked him a question because he was quite the basketball player in high school.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Basketball was a first love. I thought I was going to be a basketball player. You know, when I got to high school, my freshman year, I was like 6'1", so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave about 6'4", 6'5". I'm gonna be a hooper, but I stopped growing taller and just grew wider. I left high school at about 6'1". You know, I was just 50 pounds heavier though, so football kind of chose me from that aspect.
I like it.
I'll give this tease too, so people make sure they listen to it. He does two things in high school, quite amazing.
Okay.
And he does get rewarded for one of them. So that'll be coming up in the pregame show. I'm also doing an all bets off because for some reason they figured
if it's
I'm the guy who likes
you're the
to
guy
spring.
to ask.
But I'm not even that good at it. Already Luke was chirping me last week. He's like, well, you got to get up against my record from last year, my record. And I'm like, I'm not. This isn't a competition.
It is. There's money on it.
Not a lot of lines out there this week, but we go through some fun stuff. So, yeah, that's all coming up in the Rough Rider pregame show. I went by today to the Freeze Tallman Contractor Appreciation Barbecue.
Yes.
They do everything top-notch there.
How was the food? Good? Was Johnny on the queue?
I went late.
Yeah.
And they had a number of pucks left.
Nice.
So I doubled up.
I like it.
Didn't need it.
Little cheese?
But I done a little cheese in the middle.
Like it.
They had pork missiles. They had a nice spread of pop. And you know, you go to a good barbecue when they have onions to put on.
You know, I'm hungry. Why'd you do that? I'm starving. We got an hour left and I'm starving.
First class organization, Freeze Tallman, just like Glen Suitor.
Time now for press coverage with CFL and Saskatchewan Roughrider legend Glen Suitor on the Sports Cage. Brought to you by Freeze Tallman Lumber, locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years in Regina and Fort Capel.
Isn't it right, Glenn? If you go to a good customer appreciation day or contract, if you go to a good barbecue, they put in the extra time to cut up some onions.
Yes.
Oh, and you guys, I just yelled up just before I came on. You did this to me. Let's have burgers tonight. I'm firing up the barbecue so I can virtually sort of be part of the Freeze Tallman barbecue, because you know those guys are going to get it right, first of all, and it sounds like they have. So You're right, Sharky. I am starving all of a sudden.
I know. He does this to me every day. Every
good.
time.
So good.
Yeah.
First off, before we get into the Riders and what's going on in the league, flag football. And I think Arash called it. But you also said, hey, I think I got a guy that could play on the flag football team.
Yeah, this was a couple of months. Well, as soon as I heard that Marc-Antoine Dequoy had retired from the Montreal Alouettes. Now, he has had some injuries over the last 2 years that have kind of slowed him down. But, you think back to a couple of years ago, he was making big time plays like pick sixes and taking them to the house like you see on the feed right now. So just an all-star safety. And he is the ideal flag guy. I mean, I heard you and Arash, you guys talk about it with Arash, how, he's got those long arms, he's got the reach, he's got quickness, foot speed, all of the things that are going to work well. I quick discussion today with Coach Lapo, and I reached out because they've named the national team for this year. Basically, I believe we're looking at 16 players announced. 7 of those players have some professional football history. Guys like Dequoy, Daniel Peterman, Michael O'Connor. It wasn't a long stay in the Canadian Football League, but he did play, and he was in BC for a while behind Nathan Rourke. Nick Stats is probably the most recent. He was a Calgary Stampeder. And they're going to name a couple of more. Coach Lapo told me today that they're leaving a couple of spots open. One is Jackson Tashinsky, who is currently in camp with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And if he gets released, Coach Lapo is real interested, because there's a guy who at the University of Manitoba played quarterback, and now in the Bomber camp, he's a receiver. So he's one of those type of athletes that can do both. And as you guys know, you get that dual quarterback thing going in flag football, you want 2 or 3 more guys that can throw it. So, yeah, there's still a couple of spots that need to be named. And here's a couple things that I didn't know, and I'm not sure if you guys did, but Lapo told me that this year no current pro NFL or CFL players are allowed to play. Next year they can practice with the teams, the national teams on both sides of the border. And then the following year, the Olympic year, they can be named to the team. So I wasn't aware of that there was those sort of restrictions going in, because I asked him about how many guys he's looking at from pro rosters right now in either league. And he said, well, we can't do it this year. Next year is practice only. And then the year after that is the Olympic year.
What's the thinking behind that? Why would they make that kind of a decision this far out? Not even to allow them to practice or play.
Yeah, I didn't ask him, Sharky, exactly who came up with it, why the rules are, who was it? Was this a mutual decision between, the NFL, the CFL, and Flag Football Canada, or was it, the flag guys that were saying this is probably an easier way to do it right now? I know there's going to be some serious discussion and debate, both publicly and internally, I'm sure, when it comes to how many guys on pro rosters are going to bump some of these great flag football players, especially if, early in June, they have a friendly against the United States, play well in that one or even beat them, and now you want to keep this team together. So the debate goes on. And by the way, before we go any further, congratulations, Barney. I haven't had a chance to say it. Your daughter wins the regionals in flag football. Congratulations. Off to the nationals in Ottawa. Is Dad going? Is Dad making the trip?
Dad is going. Yeah. Dad's locked in for a little Ottawa twirl. And then, we're going straight from Ottawa to Whitefish.
Direct flights.
We had to figure out a way to get there because Mama Bear and the boy are going. Yeah, and then word is if they win nationals, don't want to put cart in front of the horse, but you got to look ahead. Then they qualify allegedly for Worlds in Mexico City.
Wow. How
I like
cool
cervezas as much as the next guy, baby. I like my pico de gallo.
Dos cerveza, por favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely Mrs. S will be coming on that one. But thanks for that, Suits, as well. Hey, I wanted to ask you this, because when we were talking earlier, too, with Arash, we talked about BC, and you're close out there. You're friends with the Mardoman. I love the fact that they're moving things to Kelowna. Let's see how it goes. I don't think it's a place for an expansion. You never know. Let's see how it goes. I threw out, hey, maybe we can get a game in Prince George at some point down the road, although we're moving the fields and all that. But just how are things been received there from the football community? Because you're pretty entrenched with that. And what he's doing to bring football, not just to camp, an actual game to the interior.
Well, I know personally, I have been calling Amar Doman the MVP of the league for the last couple of years because of his approach, not just with the concert to start the season, which, by the way, is going to be, I believe, postponed because of the issues with FIFA and the World Cup being in Vancouver and how the schedule has had to change. But his approach here is not surprising, and yet just, top notch with the right reasons behind it. Amar Doman, in my conversations with him, just one-on-one, we have talked about why he's making these decisions, and it's to grow the game in the province. Because, and I've said this before, but he has told me that if I take care and grow the game at all levels, flag, football, ladies, men, all of it, then the business of the BC Lions will take care of itself. And that approach is that grassroots, build it. If you're having issues, go upstream and fix them. Don't just keep pulling the junk out of the river where you're standing. Go up and figure out where it's coming from and fix it up there. And that's exactly how he's approached it. There's been, 2 teams are disrupted because of FIFA. And by the way, have you guys seen the cost of this now? It's now coming out. The cost of 7 games in Vancouver, 7 soccer games, are going to be $700 million or something like this. Yeah. We're now, when you add up Toronto and Vancouver for FIFA and all of the security issues and all of that, we're looking at $1 billion total. And the major part of that is out of Vancouver. So the next time any one of your favorite sports leagues, no matter who they are, say, we're looking at trying to rebuild a stadium, or we're going to try and do this and bring in a championship game or whatever, and they go, well, no, we don't want to pay government money on that. Remember back to these 7 games in Vancouver that are going to cost $100 million a game.
Jeez.
And you tell me that we're going to get the benefit out of that as a country. Other than having a real cool experience for soccer fans, I get that. This is as big as it gets. But is the cost at this point worth it? My goodness. First of all, Vancouver hotels are booked solid in the summer anyway. So this is not now the hotels will be booked because FIFA's here. And there's been a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think if you took a survey in Vancouver right now or in British Columbia, there'd be very many, yeah, we're really excited about this. Plus, tickets are through the roof. You're going to pay $8 to $10 grand if you want to go and buy a ticket for one of these games.
And yet they're sold out, are they not? Or close to it?
I don't know if they're sold out. I keep hearing so many different reports. And I think there's the whole resale market, Sharky, that we probably keep hearing the numbers that keep going up. But, and again, I get the fandom when it comes to Premier League soccer and the World Cup.
$100 million? That's not fandom. That's how
over $100 million per game.
700 million.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
How do you come up with that number and go, yeah, that seems like a great idea? Like, did they know that up front?
Well, I think their projections were half of that or less. And as it does with everything, they blow up as things get added. And, it's funny because one of the big issues in British Columbia right now is the British Columbia Sports Hall of Fame is in the stadium.
Oh, Farhan went on this last week. And did our clip go viral? We had people commenting, like it's sickening what they're doing.
Yeah, and those employees aren't going to get paid. Hopefully they keep working on this so that they do. Shutting it down and just sort of, I don't know, it feels like where FIFA goes, they sort of just bully everybody in there and they say, just keep your checkbook open because it's going to cost you a whole lot of money to have us come in here. And then I heard you guys talk earlier about the fact that there's no playoff game, no elimination games. And I thought, if we're spending $1 billion in Canada between 2 cities, do we not get at least one elimination game or something that really, really matters?
Maybe you know what you can do, Sharky? You can boycott the FIFA's biggest sponsors. So next time you're going to go buy some sneakers, don't buy Adidas.
Rarely do.
When you're going to go have a soda pop, don't go Coca-Cola.
Okay.
You should be Pop House or RC Cola anyway. The third one sucks for me because I use my Visa a lot.
So do I.
But anyway, I got sidetracked there, guys, because
Australia versus Turkey is $38.75 a ticket.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably, I don't know if that's resale or there's still available tickets, but
that's on the FIFA site.
Is that Turkish?
No, that's not Turkish dollars. Or Australian dollars. That is, but that's on the FIFA site.
So Amar Doman gets this note from FIFA saying, "Hey, you need to leave," and he goes, "Okay, let's bring the game to another one of our big markets in the province, and not only make it 2 games back to back. They'll play Calgary at the end of June, and then in the beginning of July they play Edmonton, which is a quick flight for both those teams." And now you have a festival in between and a chance to have Kelowna and all of the different levels of government get involved and get excited about this, and people are going to drive up. I've got so many ticket requests from buddies around here that are saying, "Hey, I'm going up to Kelowna and we're going to go to wine country and I want to check out the game," and that's going to be sold out, both of those. So, and it probably already is. So that's the way you do it. And Amar Doman has certainly just knocked it out of the park. And maybe the best thing is the messaging, guys. Whenever he's in front of a microphone, Amar Doman says, "I'm not going anywhere. I love this team. It's been part of our family for a long, long time. And as long as we're in business, we're staying." And so it just brings that confidence to all of the fans that, and by the way, he's going to get a brand new lease on all of BC Place Stadium, because the Whitecap situation has now exposed the government coming in and saying, "Hey, we want to, Pavco owns the concessions and all the revenues and revenue streams. And Whitecaps now, they're opening up that door and saying, "Okay, we'll change all that for you if you stay in Vancouver." And so Amar Doman's going, "Excuse me, we need to talk."
I like this Amar Doman guy. Does he ever come to the games in Regina? I'd like to meet him. I'd like to take him for lunch.
Well, I tell you what, we've split a bottle of red and enjoyed that together, and I'm sure he would love to. I think he does go to games on the road, but if I ever see him in the booth, Barney, I'll definitely get you and text you quick to come up and at least meet him out of the gate.
Does he like pizza?
Top-notch individual.
Yeah, we'll go to Western Pizza.
We'll get a Western.
We'll get
a wheel.
But we'll take our own Jolt Cola, and I won't use my Visa.
And go barefoot if you only have Adidas.
I'll use my Diners Club card.
Under Armour.
Okay, so we got 3-4 minutes left here. What are you watching this week in the preseason games? Any game jumping out at you? You look who you looking at to see? Okay, how does this guy do, or how do these guys do?
Yeah, I'm not going in with an agenda, to be honest with you. I kind of watch. I'll be watching all the games. I'll watch them back. I'll break them down a little bit and see. First of all, sometimes what's important to me too is watching a team like Winnipeg and with a new coordinator who's not new to the league in Tommy Condell. How does their offense look different than it has in the past? That's a team that slipped last year. That's a team that slipped down the hill. Yeah. So
they saw the writings.
Yeah. So let's see how they bounce back, or if they can bounce back this year. I'm interested in that. You guys had a great discussion with Dave and Luke about playing time in that game and how much Trevor Harris should play. I have a very different approach than most. And, I think in our game that we hear so much about reps and the importance of reps, and you have to have reps. If you don't get reps in a real game, you won't be ready for when the season starts. I don't think when you're 38 years old and you've played 1,000 games, it's going to take Trevor Harris very long in that first regular season game to be sharp. In fact, I think he comes out of that first huddle break and he's on fire right there. I honestly, I don't think you need to put him in harm's way, and not because he might get hurt. You can get hurt in practice, but it's because you need to evaluate all the players that aren't going to get reps in the regular season. You need to make some tough decisions on guys. Let them play now in a real game.
I'm kind of with Glenn here, but I know why that probably won't happen. It's the same thing that we talked about last year on the show with Trevor. I didn't think Trevor Harris needed to play in that last nothing game.
Yeah.
It was like, no, sit. I don't rust. No, it's not. It's not your dad's CFL. Like, these guys are like, have you seen Trevor Harris? He's a machine at 40.
Yes.
Okay, we're up against the clock, Suits. Awesome week. Go cook those burgers and get your Freeze Tallman vibe on.
On that same decking that they're selling right now. And by the way, I am a huge proponent on this decking. Again, really quick, congratulations to Colson. I know this is his last show, and Colson's going to be on baby duty coming up very soon here. So keep us posted on that, my friend. And have a great weekend, guys.
You too.
Right on. Press coverage with Glen Suitor is brought to you by Freeze Tallman in Fort Capel and Regina, where they have delivery out to the lake country. They have trucks running, multiple trucks running daily out there right now.
They do. And not only that, they can go north, they can go south, they can go west, they can go any direction.
More than a lumber yard. Hey, I thought it was just a lumber yard. Have you ever seen everything they have at Freeze Tallman?
100,000 square feet of warehouse space.
And it's local, and you have knowledgeable people helping you. It's not like you're running through an aisle picking your nose for 15 minutes to try and find something.
Hoping somebody comes up and shows you where the 2x6s are. Hey, found a deal on tickets. Mexico versus South America at Mexico City Stadium, 119,700 pesos.
What is that in Canadian?
I have no idea, but that just seems like a lot of loot.
How much?
119,700.
Yeah, that is a lot of loot.
What's a peso exchange? Do we have anybody in the exchange business?
I just did the direct equation here. So that is $9,500 Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those would be top notch. You're sitting down there with the pop stars. The Mexican pop stars. Ooh, amigo.
Maybe the weather girls will be there. It'll be nice.
It's a SportsCage streaming at YouTube channel, sportscage.com. All right, welcome back to the Cage. On this Thursday, Sharky's here for Flooring Superstore, Park Street. Over 20 years in business with Trent Dickin and his team. And the show is brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for farm, home, internet, TV, and security. All right, joining us in studio, once a Saskatchewan Roughrider, got a crazy story that I want to get into on just everything that he's played. Glenn Kulka, former Saskatchewan Roughriders in studio. Glenn, thanks so much for being here. What brings you to the Saskatchewan and Regina area?
Coming here with a group, we basically are called Battle. Battle for Recovery is what we're doing tomorrow. And just the actual recovery and the aspects of getting kids and notifying them as far as the drug use and what not to do. I've been also in the streets for 2 years doing a mission with street people as well. And we go out and we clothe and feed the homeless twice a week in Ottawa. And but here is more of a message of we're going around to the youth. And in those 1.5 to 2 years I've been on the streets and dealing with this fentanyl addicts and whatnot, you realize that the best way to solve this is to not let them get there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know, we used to party and do things, and you were partying more because you could with certain stimulants that you would be taking at those times in the 70s and 80s. Now they take this fentanyl, the trank that's in the fentanyl, and they use it, they smoke, and they fall right where they are. They collapse. And for 3 to 4 hours, they'll sit there and they won't move.
Yeah, and you just go to any downtown in any city across probably North America, for sure. Yeah, you guys are out at the George Gordon's First Nation tomorrow and presenting. It's got to be so hard, though, and as a guy who coaches the youth, for sure, and my wife being an educator, like, to get to the youth, you talk about trying to get in front of it, though, so they know. Is there the fear factor that you try and scare them a bit as well?
Absolutely.
Because that worked on me as a kid.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. And I mean, if somebody would have told me back in the day that if I decided to experiment one time and one time only, and that, it would be over. Still happen with cocaine and the odd circumstance, but with fentanyl, it can happen every 1 out of every 10 times. So that's a kind of a thing that I think sticks with some people, and it's the fringe kids that are smoking marijuana and that has something in it, or they're buying some cocaine, perhaps they think, and it's not. And that's where deaths are coming in a rampant pace. BC, British Columbia just said that if your children are aged between 10 and 19, that the number one way that they can die now in BC is through an overdose. It's now taken over for alcohol, drunk driving, everything, as far as the severity of this issue nationwide.
What's the one thing we as parents or family or friends can go and say to the young people we know to start them looking in the right direction, right? What's the one thing we can do right off the hop?
You have to be able to replace their mindset and what they're doing with positive things. It's really quite simple. The dormant mind, I find, is the one that's going to stray and trying to experiment in areas that they perhaps wouldn't normally do so. So would I recommend jiu-jitsu or a martial art of some kind after school? Just get them away from just hanging around. That dead time to me is death time as far as their choices are concerned.
So as long as we get them into some sort of activity, we can get them into band, we can get them into music, we can get them into anything, right?
I would recommend anything except for banging your head on multiple occasions for the rest of your life. For sure, yeah, there's so many things. Have a passion. Identify who you are. Have a passion, have a goal, have something that you can do, and then also have some faith that it's going to get done.
You're talking to the youth tomorrow at George Gordon's. Is this something you guys do, though, obviously with adults and maybe it's, business groups?
Absolutely. I mean, it affects everybody, and it affects everybody now as far as the health system is concerned. So if you are corporate America, corporate Canada, and you have 20 people that are being put through the process of being through recovery, it's very expensive.
Very expensive.
50, 60,000 on some of the private ones. And then if you have to wait the 2-3 weeks, we get a lot of times we go out on a Saturday and we'll get people that want to get in recovery, but we don't have beds in detox.
Yeah.
So the system is broken as well. So we go out and give Band-Aids to them. We're going to go out and talk to the youth here tomorrow and just say, listen, there are choices that you can make that don't have to be an end-all, be-all. It doesn't have to end with your life that way. And there's a lot of things you can do that will still stimulate your brain and stimulate your mindset in a positive way.
And I think, like you said, right, it's where we are now, it's like you're one time and you're kind of hooked.
Yeah.
Which is so scary because, you go back to your time and you talked about cocaine use and all that. Like, what was the hardest part for you in kicking it and going through recovery?
Oh, you know what? Just exactly what I talked about. And it sounds cliche-ish in a sense, and I didn't set this up like this, but you have to fill your moments. You have to fill all those times in which you were using, and people don't understand how much effort it takes to use on a constant basis. I was a very functional addict, and I could actually go and play football on the weekends and party for 3-4 days, shut her down for about a day before the game, eat, anyways. And that functionality allowed me to do it for 40 years. So I kept trying to get off and kept trying to get clean. And it's the same thing you're going to hear, and you're going to hear this 100 times. Until that person wants to get clean, I don't care who else wants to get them clean.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You got to make the decision yourself
gotta be,
more than anybody.
And you know what it is, and I'll just say this very quickly, is that when you get sick and tired of your life, and that sick and tiredness, it outweighs the fear of change. Fear of change paralyzes people. When we talk about detox, I'm talking it's minus 30 out, and I have to try and convince a 80-year-old, 80-pound woman that a bed with a roof over her head and 3 square meals without a guard at the door, and I still can't get her to go.
Yeah.
This is an addiction. This is something that is very serious, and it's going to be even more serious in the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's great, and I was just looking here. People can find out more. The group is called. I know Jay's here. Jay, if you just want to shout out, is there a website to go to?
www.empowertorecover.com, and that's where you'll get all the information.
Empowertorecover.com. Okay, Glenn, I got to get into your story here because I saw you coming on, former rider in the 90s, 95. That's when I graduated high school. Great year. You're WHL. You're playing hockey.
Yep.
You're a really good hockey player. Then you go to football. Then you do the football thing. Then you go play some pro hockey. Then you get into wrestling, WWF. Then you get into MMA fighting. Did I miss anything? What were the other possibilities? Like, were you baseball in there at some point? Maybe or basketball?
My own radio show, Over the Edge with the Culkster, for 4 years on Team 1200. I did that for 4 years.
Were you a better hockey player or football player?
I think I was a better football player, yeah, definitely. I would have liked to, if I had a choice, to play hockey my whole life. That was my goal when you're a child, you want to play pro hockey. And I stepped into football because I broke my hand 5 times fighting in hockey. So I couldn't even play hockey. I couldn't barely shoot a puck. And some friends told me that I could wear a cast and play football. And I said, great, this is fantastic. This is a sport for me.
This is an easy change.
The transition seemed pretty natural.
2 minutes left here, but you get into wrestling, WWF, when you're in Regina through Bret Hart?
Yeah, he's the one. I did a guest match, and people were here in 96 and against Psycho Sid. And I jumped up on the apron. There was Scott Hendrickson was there, and there was Bobby Jurison was on the sideline. I give him a shove, and then Brett had gone underneath the ring, pops up on the other side, does a schoolboy, and rolls him up for the big pin, and everybody pops, and everybody was happy. Yeah, and that was a start. And the finish was here when I actually did a match. I was coming back to do my last match before I was called up to the WWF, and I just did a move I'd done 100 times before in the first 15 seconds of that match, and I broke the top of my crown, my tibia right off, posterior cruciate, anterior cruciate. Now you think, why does this happen? God, why do you do this? My kids are 23 and 21 right now. I would not have my children, who are the glory of my life at this point in time. And everything happens for a reason.
It does.
Who was the, because I'm just going through here, it was like Ted DiBiase's crew, King Kong Bundy. I remember all of that. I was watching the Saturday night's main events and stuff in the 80s. Who were you closest with on WWF wrestling wise? Like, was it Bret Hart, or was there another guy that you were tight with?
Kenny Shamrock. Kenny Shamrock was making the transition from the UFC to WWF, and we trained in Calgary together at Brett's place. We went on tour in Jerry the King's Lawler territory,
Jerry Lawler.
in Memphis, Tennessee, and we did all Alabama and all those hot spots in northern parts of cotton fields and people picking cotton on the farms there. It was quite an experience.
Because I watched the Hulkamania and the documentary on Netflix and just everything that goes about. It's hard to fathom how the body of all you guys wrestling was able to do it night in, night out. There was a lot of drugs involved, let's be honest.
Oh, everything. You name it. I mean, as well as the steroid use to look good, you had to. It was that full contact soap opera, and you had to be able to work every night. And if you and I are working against each other, and if I can't work because I'm hurt, you don't get paid neither. So there's a pressure. There's a big pressure.
That's what they went through.
Every night. 253 shows I did in 253 different cities in 1 year.
Holy smokes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Did you ever meet? Like, did you have a relationship a little bit with Vince McMahon, or not really?
No. Vinnie Mac was, he'd walk down the hallways.
That's exactly
doing the
how
Conor McGregor now. He's doing the
suit.
Conor with the big feet out, and Kulka, he said, you got to turn up your intensity, and I was like, he was joking, because that's all I did was get intense. So and at the time he was walked on water for a bit for a lot of people. And I think that was his demise at the end of the day.
That was the other Netflix thing, like just how it was powered, kind of dropped off the face of the came back. It's a good watch. But anyway, empowertorecover.com. You guys are at George Gordon's tomorrow. Just great stuff.
And we're back. I just want to say this quickly. Sorry, we're back again in a week, Jay. We're 28th here in Regina.
May 30th.
May 30th.
Dark Hall.
Yes.
Dark Hall.
There.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Jay and the Kulkster. Somebody on the text line sent it in. It's the Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Tragic news out of NASCAR. 41-year-old Kyle Busch passes away today. Not much for details being released yet on that. National Hockey League tonight. Montreal, Carolina. They get going in about 15 minutes time. Let's go Habs. Canada, a little scare at the World Hockey Championships. Norway, they win in overtime, 6-5. They were down 2-0 early, then down late. Had to score to force overtime. NBA tonight, Cavs down 1-0 back in New York to take on the Knicks, 6 p.m. Major League Baseball just getting started. Toronto and the Yankees. SportsCage.com poll today. Who is the most valuable Canadian on the Saskatchewan Roughriders roster? Vote at sportscage.com. It's for Regina Steel Craft Doors, made in Western Canada for Western Canada, but also servicing Saskatchewan with locations in Saskatoon and Prince Albert as well. We're going to get to AJ Ouellette in a second with Dave Thomas, but it's Colson's last show with us for like 8 weeks.
About that, yeah.
About 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Wow.
If you come back, you might win the lottery or something before that.
And is Curtis going to take this over while you're gone? Is that what's going to happen?
Curtis is going to cover me. Jason Wood, one of our video director, is going to cover. So we got a team.
We got coverage, just like Sharky's going to be covering when I go on holidays.
You talk about the backup goalie getting a start and under pressure. That'll be me.
The E-Bug.
Yeah, I'll be the E-Bug. That's what I am.
You're going to be awesome. Right on, Colson. Okay, congratulations. All the best.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll be keeping in touch as we go along here. Sharky, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm still on tomorrow with Tegan, by the way.
So do you? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're done. Yeah, Tegan's doing the show up in Saskatoon tomorrow. Full riders back to back as they get ready for the game on Saturday. Here we go. Dave Thomas sitting down with our running back, AJ Ouellette.
AJ Ouellette, training camp well underway. How is the body feeling, responding, and getting prepared for the season?
Yeah, we're good, man. We got a lot of backs in the room, so everybody's, getting their reps, but, getting rest. So body's feeling good. And we got vets on the team, so we know how to practice.
It really seems like there is a commitment to playing tempo, and I don't know if that's the new 35-second clock or not, but things seem to be moving at a remarkable pace. Do you feel that as well thus far?
Yeah, I mean, really the mindset is how many plays can we get in the practice, right? So periods are timed, get as many plays as you can get in, and get that cardio up as well, so I don't look like a little fatty out there week 1, week 2.
Well, having said this, I just want to break down perhaps not getting an opportunity to play in that first preseason game. You go through the film, you do all the teamwork after it. What do you take away from that, even though you didn't get a chance to get on the field?
Hustle, compete, and then we got to be disciplined, and communication across the board. I didn't, watch the defensive one, but offensively, communicating, make sure offense and offensive line and running backs are on the same page, and QB receivers. That's the biggest takeaway I got.
Andrew Harris, running back coach, came in last year, and it was immediate that you could see the impact and the rapport that the two of you had. And you talked about how he was going to make you a different runner. You can start to see that influence almost on everyone in the running back room. What is the difference year over year working with Andrew?
I mean, just the mindset of be the best you can in all categories, right? To be a complete back is what we want here in Sask. We don't want just a guy that can run the ball and then bring someone in just to catch the ball, bring someone else in just to block. If you're going to be here, you got to be able to do all three and do it well.
If you're a media guy like me, you look, oh my gosh, like you're in camp for 8 days, you play a game, then you got 5 more days, and you play another game. This is a rigorous schedule. Is it as rigorous as we make it out to be?
No, you guys talk it up. Let the country hear about it. But here in Sask, we're embracing it. We're loving it. Anytime you can play a game, right, is beneficial. The only problem is after that game, it's going to suck.
Well, exactly, and that's the next question. You've got 2 weeks before the regular season even begins. How do you keep your body, your mental focus, everything intact so that you're ready to hit the ground literally running in week number 2 when you open your season?
Well, the biggest approach I'm taking is people have the most growth between week 1 and week 2. We don't get that week 1 play, right? So teams are growing while we're getting our first actual game. So we got to take all that mistakes and prep work from first preseason, second preseason, and just build on that for the last remainder of training camp, and bring the guys back early for the bye week and get to work.
You're undoubtedly a leader on this team. How do you make sure that the young guys understand what is coming up with this preseason test, but also making sure, like you say, that they are ready to go if they get the opportunity in week 2?
Yeah, I mean, I just tell them my experience. I feel like I've had all areas of this league, right? Came up halfway through the year, so I didn't have that first training camp, but got thrown in there, knew my plays, played well. So that gave an opportunity for them to bring me back the next year. And PR, up, down, all that stuff, and then you get the opportunity to play, you play well. And then you're cut, brought back, play well, and, get a name and stay in the league.
And you won a Grey Cup, of course, very early in your career as well. You've got a second one now. Is it harder to be chased or to do the chasing?
It's really the mindset, right? If you win, you can either, hang it up that you guys are the best and all that, or you can take the approach of you have to come in here and beat me. Like, we want to be the standard, right? So you have to be the standard for people to catch you. And that's what we're trying to do, put in work every day to, be the standard.
AJ, as always, appreciate your time and all the best moving forward.
Appreciate you.